Oke, harus ada aman. Halo, selamat malam. Sebentar ya, lagi di setting dikit. Coba mata nih. Hai, korek. I think so. Yap. Oh, selamat sore, selamat malam. Selamat malam semuanya. Selamat datang kembali di stream Hiseta. Hari ini kita mau ngebahas, bukan ngebahas sih, lebih tepatnya ngereak ke studio lagi. Ke video. Video apa tuh, Hiseta? Ceng ceng ceng. Tapi ya muncul. Tapi sebentar tuh live chat kayaknya mati di setting. Paste. Oke. Live chat. Live chat. Ya, aman. Kayaknya. Ya tadi kayaknya nggak yakin banget ya Seta ya. Oke. Jadi sini aja dah. Oke. Halo Ray, halo Gibran, halo Yozora, halo LJM, halo Dino, Jordan, Izumi, halo semuanya. Bentar. Aduh. Gara-gara tadi keluar habis belanja sama ke apotek pakai masker 2 jam, sakit banget telinga. Oke. Sini ada baca nggak sih di bawah? Kayak nggak kebaca di kalian deh. Kayak The Scariest Video of 2020 Mega Compilation. Di sini yang punya videonya, wait, ini kayak kepotong deh. Slapped Ham. Silahkan di subscribe, linknya ada di bawah. Subscribe to Slapped Ham. Jujur sih compilation videonya saya suka banget, horor-horor rata-rata sih. Entah dari TikTok, entah dari video pendek yang tersebar di YouTube, Facebook, dan sosial media lain, dia jadi satu compilation dan bagus-bagus. Dia suka membawaannya juga sih santai dan gak banyak bercanda. Ada satu yang sebenarnya kompilasinya bagus. Mungkin kalau kalian tahu, aduh bisa lupa nama channelnya. Cuman dia pakai ngejok pakai apa sih namanya? Ngejok pakai sesuatu yang Hise kurang suka sih dari Indo sih. Cuman ngejoknya sih sebenarnya lucu, tapi kalau kebanyakan isinya kebanyakan joknya jadi aneh. Jadi saya nggak nge-review bagian itu. Itu kayak aku sukanya Hise, oke. Ham tertampar, iya. Bukan ham-ham ya. Di sini ada viewer Hise namanya ham-ham, tapi bukan yang itu. Malam Malaki Berry malam, aku suka suaranya dia. Iya, suaranya berat, enak, enak banget. Juga suka suaranya. Sorry, ini what the? Ini live chat Hise kenapa ketutupan sama polling? Live chatnya ketutupan sama polling. Sorry ya. Lihat di bawah, lihat di bawah. Live chatnya ketutupan sama polling. Sedih banget. What? Oh iya, ketutupan sama polling live chatnya. Udahlah, nggak apa-apa, biarin. Biarin live chat bawahnya nggak ada polling, yang nggak ada live chatnya nggak apa-apa ya. Yang penting live chat yang di sini. Menampar ham, nggak gitu, tamparan babi, dapat ham. Lip chat, yaudah nggak apa-apa. Nanti kalau udah sejam bisa matiin deh ininya. Apa sih namanya tuh pollingnya biar kelihatan live chatnya. Oke. Ini nggak ada musiknya ya. Bisa kayak salah ruangan deh. Room yang mana sih yang bahas inian? Udahlah biarin. Habis di sini nggak ada lagu musiknya. Parah. Enggak lah, bisa cek voice dulu ya, sound dulu.
So it's nearly the end of the year, and what an absolute shit show it's been. To
Oke.
celebrate this monster of a year, we're looking back at some of the scariest clips that have come out in 20.
Lo lihat, like, subscribe, nyalain bell. Ayo sini di like, subscribe. Tuh, saya udah subscribe tuh. Nyalain bell deh. Bell juga nyalain, di subscribe, di like, udah. Oke. Let's go. Udah pada siap belum nih? Ini serius sih, saya sempat ngeliat klipnya sedikit dari yang ini. Saya udah ngeliat klipnya sedikit dan ini klipnya cukup seram. Jadi kalau nanti ada yang nggak bisa tidur, termasuk Hise, maklumin aja ya. Siap-siap nggak bisa tidur. Ya siap-siap aja pokoknya nggak bisa tidur. Soalnya Hise tadi sempat ngecek kayak nge-skip beberapa kayak di menit keberapa tiba-tiba banyak yang serem. Tapi ada beberapa bagian yang sesuai dengan judul malam ini. We live in apa tadi? Ya kan judul apa sih? We live in a simulator world. Ada video tentang itu. Mari kita lihat. Itu teman-teman ya. Tinggal tidur, Bu. Hah? Gimana? Nggak bisa tidur kalau serem. Kayak kemarin. Ray nggak ada kemarin sih ya? Kemarin tuh ada hal horor terjadi di stream Hise. Harusnya ada sih, kalau nggak bisa tidur kan bisa peluk Hise. Gimana? Ya peluk apa, setan? Kalau di VTuber aku subscribe. Gimana, udah subscribe aja. Video buat apa, serius. Tapi kalau bisa nontonnya siang. Harusnya ada sih. Harusnya ada. Bisa dihidupin supnya. Ya kok di sub. Like, subscribe ya. Ya kan Hisa setan. Hisa sebenarnya pengen banget ngomong-ngomongnya depan mic pas. Biar agak jelas suaranya. Lebih jelas kan suaranya kalau kayak gini. Cuma masalahnya kameranya nggak bisa nangkap mulut Hisa jelas. Kalau depan mic banget. Mana posisi kasurnya terlalu dempet sama ini. Belum nyari batu bata buat naikin apa sih mejanya biar lebih tinggi dikit. Yap, oke. Aku sampai bikin klipnya yang debut Michan kemarin. Ini. Jelas, Bu. Takutnya malah serem juga ntar ada suara tapi mulutnya nggak gerak. Ah, iya sih. Pembawa, halo Pak Neko, let's go, kita mulai.
2020. So sit back, relax, and
Oke.
enjoy.
Oke. Kaget, astaga. Kita sambil makan ya. Sambil makan.
Being buried alive has been a common fear for centuries.
Yes.
The dread of premature burial was so prevalent in the 18th and 19th centuries that many people were buried in safety coffins. These coffins were built so that a string could be threaded through the top of the coffin.
Nih. Hisa ya, nanti dijelasin sama dia sih. Ini tuh gara-gara banyak yang sering terkubur hidup-hidup, akhirnya bikin peti yang kalau bisa orang tiba-tiba hidup lagi, bisa bunyi belnya.
One end of the string was attached to the corpse's finger, and the other end to a bell suspended above the grave. This would allow the interred person to ring the bell if they woke up in their own grave, alerting nearby people that they were still alive. The following footage featured on the Daily Mail's website seems to prove a fear of premature burial is perfectly justified even today.
Ini sih yang paling ditakutin sih. Alasan kenapa di agama tertentu itu diterapin yang namanya kremasi, soalnya takutnya terkubur hidup-hidup. Jadi kalau gini, ada yang nggak langsung dikubur dalam artian ditinggalin 3 hari baru dikubur, ada. Itu tujuannya buat apa? Biar kita tahu kalau benar-benar udah meninggal. Yang bahaya itu ya kayak hari itu juga harus dikubur, takutnya masih hidup. Maksudnya kayak mati suri gitu loh. Soalnya kejadian kayak gitu banyak di luar, yang terutama yang dikuburnya pakai peti gini. Tiba-tiba malam-malam ada yang gedor-gedor aja.
Today,
okay.
The video shows terrifying footage of a burial service in Indonesia.
What? In Indonesia? Really? Oh iya bener, kedengeran.
Short clip, a group of mourners stands around an open grave. Down in the dirt, a body's being interred in a casket fitted with a glass panel, allowing mourners to see inside. At a telling moment in the service, the priest recites a passage from the Bible, reading, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, he will live, even though he is dead."
I'm the resurrection and the life. Whoever believe in me, he will live even. Oh, dipakai bahasa Inggris.
As he speaks these words, a hand seems to reach towards the glass panel from inside the coffin.
What? Gerak bener.
A moment later, the hand appears to wave at the mourners standing beside the grave. Some viewers believe that the movement was most likely caused by a rodent trapped inside the coffin. Others have cited scientific evidence of corpses moving after death because of post-mortem muscle spasms. However, other viewers insist that the movement of the hand looked far too deliberate to be attributed to a spasm. Could this terrifying footage be documentation of a modern-day premature burial?
percaya kepadaku, ia akan hidup walaupun ia sudah.
What? Oh, ada AdSense. Oke, thank you for the age.
A
Lagi
lot of people are
pamitan,
working
iya.
and attending school
Tiba-tiba
online
iklan.
these days, but meetings and classes
So
don't
bad.
usually yield scary videos. At least that's what Twitter user Freddy Giza thought. The teacher claimed to be alone in his recently purchased home in Nuevo Leon, Mexico, while teaching the class.
Ambil
Yet the
makan.
students attending seemed to think
Oh,
that
dia lagi
something
Zoom
else
ya,
was
lagi
present
belajar
that
ya.
day.
Lagi belajar
The teacher is
kayak
presenting
ini.
against a blank wall with a doorway just behind his left shoulder. It's this doorway that becomes the center of attention when a pale face seems to peek into the room.
Mohon maaf, barusan apa?
The entity appears to be a pale young woman with dark hair.
Anjir, serem anjir. Apa itu barusan?
The teacher glances over his shoulder several times but is unable to see the creepy entity.
Dia lagi ngajar terus.
At one point, he closes the door to end the distraction that the stranger entity is causing.
Iya.
Towards the end of the video, he moves the camera around the house to show that he's alone except for his dog.
Itulah alasan kenapa.
Some of the students
Sorry, untung di pause pasti kosong. Itulah alasan kenapa kalau kalian lagi webcam, video cam, kalau bisa belakang kalian tuh polos, satu tembok kain apapun polos. Soalnya kita nggak tahu apa yang bakal muncul di belakang, sumpah tuh serem banget. Ketikan ini mah, ya menurut kepercayaan masing-masing saja. Anak haramnya, mohon maaf gimana maksudnya? Pausin dong, nggak mau.
who watched the video think it was staged, but others are certain that it was a real ghost attending class that day. What do you think that strange face
Anjir,
is?
kenapa
An
harus dikasih
accomplice,
lihat,
a real
astaga.
ghost, or something else
Udah, cepetan.
entirely? Love to
Cepetan.
get your thoughts on this one in the comment section below.
Tiba-tiba nangkap hal lainnya. Iya, makanya kemarin lagi berusaha
Abandoned
nangkep.
hospitals and other places where the sick and dying meet.
Abandoned care home. Ini sejam pula videonya. Pucat mukanya, iya. Belum makan mungkin. Parah Hisa ya, astaga. Link Discord di mana Mama? Link Discord nanti pas sesi nobar nanti dikasih di situ ya. Soalnya link Discordnya nggak publik. Tiap mau nobar baru nanti dikasih di harinya. Oke, tunggu saja. Lanjut.
Their ends are popular locations for scary videos.
Tapi Hisa dari tadi apa namanya? Ngeplesetin ginian, nggak sadar diri kemarin apa yang terjadi di live si Hise. I'm sorry.
In this exploration by YouTubers,
Apa tuh? Oh, siapa mau? Oke.
finders,
Halo
beepers,
Kaizumi.
history seekers, they visit a former
Apa kabar
care
Hise?
home.
Lapar. Lagi pengen
According to
makan
the
nggak
stories
jadi
about
makan
the
dari tadi
place, it
serem
would
banget.
seem the elderly residents who lived at the
Udah makan
facility had a difficult time during their residence there. The facility was reportedly shut down because of widespread
harus malam-malam
accusations of abuse, neglect, and deplorable living conditions. Given the history of the building, it's unsurprising that numerous ghost hunters have found their way to this building.
Ayo lagi Belly
So
sama
this
yang lain
place
kemarin
was
nonton.
eventually shut down for a catalogue of abuse. It was really terrible. Some of the people were classed as being put in cells. The bedrooms were that bad. They were locked away, ignored.
The investigators take their time moving through the building, examining the rundown state of the place, a perfect setting for a ghost hunt.
What?
Like Chainsaw Massacre type horror film, yeah. You can imagine people being locked up down here.
Jangan bayangin.
At one point, they find a logbook containing complaints issued by visitors who were horrified by the conditions their relatives were living in.
Arrived, he didn't look suitable to enter the building on account of him having a wild expression in his eyes.
Parah nih orang malah bercanda.
Psychopath coming in.
Ini
As they head to the second floor of the building,
ini satu yang kalian gak boleh lakuin apapun itu, dan kalau Isa akan bilang orang luar akan cenderung melakukan itu, dimana dia akan mengejek sesuatu yang kan membuat itu sebagai lelucon, padahal itu gak lucu. Itu yang malah bikin kepancing spirit buat gangguin mereka. Lanjut.
investigators are surprised by an
Aku
unexpected
kasih
visitor,
link
a shadow
clip yang
figure
kemarin
walking
di
across
Discord.
the top of the stairs.
Yang dibikin LJM kah?
But yeah, you can see it goes up again.
Nani are?
Hey, wait up. Hello?
Nani?
It only appears for a second before disappearing into the shadows.
See it goes up again. Hey, wait up.
What?
But then, when the men reach the floor where the shadow vanished, they discover that there's nothing but a wall. This indicates that nothing corporeal could have caused the mysterious shadow.
But they went that way, and there's nowhere you can go.
Yeah.
If you slow the footage down, you can indeed see a solid shape moving at the top of the stairs.
Kayak nggak jalan deh itu, kayak melayang.
Could a former
Heidi
resident be
Ruby.
lingering in the place where they met their end? Or is it just a homeless person evading detection?
Bisa juga
Love
sih
to get your opinions
alasannya.
on this one in the comments section below.
See it goes up again.
Gimana kalau kita komen sekarang? Menurut kalian itu hantu atau homeless? Soalnya kita tadi sempat ngeliat ada cahaya di bagian pinggir, itu entah itu center atau apa, ya nggak tahu. Suasananya, ruangannya bisa gitu amat ya, iya makanya. Tapi ada juga sih yang dipancing-pancing tapi nggak muncul. Gantung sih. Orang itu mah, orang ada yang jawab orang. Soalnya ada sedikit kilatan cahaya di bagian bawah. Di bawah, di samping. Kan aneh gak sih? Kalau itu orang kayak langkah kakinya nggak kedengaran. Kalau diperhatiin sih, langkah kaki mereka aja kedengaran cukup jelas pas lagi jalan. Harusnya nggak serem sih kalau penerangannya nggak jelek kayak gitu aja. Iya, kalau penerangannya kayak yang punya Joss, Exploring with Joss begini ya. Lanjut.
Hello?
Hello pula. Itu kalau dijawab kabur.
TikToker Noah.vq
Oh,
captured
TikTok.
this eerie video. As a security guard on an empty floor of a hospital,
I don't want to watch this. Tapi saya udah bikin room buat nonton ini, Shadow Figure in Hospital. I
he
don't
wasn't
want to
expecting
watch
to
this.
see anything weird while on the job late at night.
Why I just...
However,
Kenapa saya milih video ini sih? Malam pula. So kalau bikin sesi gini siang-siang mau nggak? But we want to watch this. Iya. Terus siapa sih yang milih video? Oh ya, saya sendiri, astaga. I don't want to watch this. Tapi ya udah.
this eerie piece of footage seems to show a creepy shadow figure hanging out in one of the empty
What? Hanging? Ngegantung maksud lo? Serem amat.
rooms.
Mohon maaf.
This security guard was working the night shift when he thought he heard some strange noises.
What?
The hospital where he works is fairly empty,
Mohon maaf, di luar negeri hospitalnya serem banget, lantainya banyak banget.
and the floor that he was assigned to was totally
Mana nggak kelihatan, belum.
deserted. If he was completely alone on the floor, it makes sense that he'd be a little uneasy hearing unexplained sounds.
Bentar deh. Hisa mau setting dulu deh. Bentar, Hisa mau setting ini dulu. Biar yang Hisa tonton yang dari OBS-nya aja, bukan yang di video aslinya. Geser ke layar kedua yang lebih kecil. Geser ke layar 2 yang lebih kecil. Biar kecil segini aja ya. Kalian puas kan lihat segini, ini yain aja udah. Gak mau lihat gede-gede, soalnya gak usah deh, segedein yang di OBS saya segedein dikit deh. Yang ini di layar 2 ini layar 2 nih yang lebih kecil. Ini layar Hise yang OBS. Jangan dong, bodo amat. Ya, jadi semua rumah sakit ya emang. Kalau Hise jelasin kenapa rumah sakit serem itu karena di situ tempat berkumpulnya energi negatif. Kayak orang sakit di situ tuh sembuh. Energi negatifnya apa dibawa pulang lagi pas sudah sembuh? Enggak kan? Bentar. Suara apa sih? Gila ditunggu nggak ada suaranya. Oke, lanjut. Interstellar-nya nobar sih. Nggak tahu. Pengalaman belum nggak tahu, belum di lagi pengalaman supernatural kedua aku itu di rumah sakit. Oh tadi di rumah sakit ya. Kenapa rumah sakit auranya paling jelek? Soalnya energi negatif kumpul di sana. Orang sakit di sana. Kalau mereka sembuh kan nggak mungkin energi negatifnya dibawa pulang lagi. Pasti ketinggalan di situ. Ada yang meninggal dunia di sana. Orang pada sedih nangis di sana. Kalau dibawa pulang lagi ini ya negatif ya enggak. Aku sedih sama panik soal rumah sakit bener banget. Oh, ya lanjut. Jadi suara asing Hise deh. Karena kita pasti tinggi. Soalnya di kenapa Hise harus majang boneka Monokuma di situ sih, astaga. Sekalian nengok kan serem. Si Hise ada boneka Monokuma. Dia pajang di kamar. Oke lanjut. Giginya kerekam di sana ya. Udah mulai atau masih setting? Udah mulai udah 7 menit.
He quickly takes out his camera to hopefully capture evidence of his mysterious visitor.
Oke.
Noise coming up right now. It's kind of freaking me out. So
He walks down the hallway, slowly peering into each room that he passes. Unfortunately, one of the rooms doesn't look as empty as the others.
Where tapi saya tidak ingin
As he
lihat.
passes the room in question, the camera captures a shadow that appears
Oh,
to
iya.
be looking out a window.
Oh iya.
At first, the security guard continues down the hall. When his brain has had time to process what he saw, he slowly returns to the
Dia balik
room for
lagi.
another peek. By the time he returns, the shadow is gone.
Iya hilang.
Some people who have seen the video believe it was most likely a hoax with an all-too-human accomplice. However, several security guards have spoken up,
Notifikasi
insisting
kasih
that
apa?
guards rarely get company on their shifts.
Oh, Watame.
Others are certain that the footage captured a real shadow creature,
Help,
a
iya,
specific
hitam.
type of spirit that lurks in the
Sorry.
shadows.
Jadi shadow creatures ini kalau kalian di luar negeri, terutama di western daerah Amerika, Kanada dan sekitarnya, itu ini yang paling banyak ini tuh yang paling banyak apa sih namanya di sini? Apa sih namanya kalau di sini istilahnya? Yang ini beneran kayaknya. Kalau kata sih beneran sih. Oh, di luar negeri paling terkenal tuh shadow creature. Sama kayak yang badannya transparan. Diam, gue lagi ngopi, jangan ganggu, boy. Jangan gitu lah. Tapi bener sih. Kalau lagi ngopi jangan diganggu. Bukan penampakan, bukan shadow creature itu kayak aduh istilahnya apa sih? Maaf ya lagi kurang konsen, kurang minum air putih. Kalau OBS nggak aman ya nggak bisa stream lah. Gimana sih? Tadi ya lagi mikir apa kan, lupa kan? Legend bukan. Story bukan. Apa sih namanya istilahnya? Urban Legend, astaga. Oh di luar negeri tuh Urban Legendnya ini, yang Urban Legend yang horor-horor itu ini. Ya, hal shadow creature. Lanjut.
Tricking witnesses into questioning their own perceptions of reality.
Sambil makan ya, tadi nggak makan.
Some hypothesize that this is the spirit of
Kayaknya
someone
Avatar
who died in
lagi
this
nggak
very
ada lagi
room.
mikir tadi.
Regardless of who the spirit is, its appearance in the video is downright terrifying.
Tapi orang harus security yang apa itu?
Posted to the 444 page on Facebook, this
Poltergeist
video was
will
shared
come.
to us by the owner of the page herself, Shannon Courtright. Shannon explains that the video features her own sister, Robin Pagan, as well as her sister's friend, Katie. As the two were playing a drinking game and filming themselves, the group happened to capture what appears to be a rare supernatural event. Early in the video, Katie points out a cup moving in front of Robin.
Mana?
However, as the cup is out of Robin and the camera's view, she immediately dismisses it. After playing the game on camera for several minutes, the pair leave the view of the shot.
Mana?
Moments later, the cup seems to move all on its own.
Ih, the hell? Kirain
It repeats this motion several times throughout the video.
iya berkali-kali.
At one point, the curtain slowly shifts by itself.
What the?
The startling thing about this footage is that Katie moves and flips the cup numerous times while playing the game. The source footage is all one continuous shot. This would make it extremely difficult to hoax the event. There can't be string attached to the cup because it gets flipped several times. There also can't be magnets attached either.
Magnet nggak mungkin, soalnya dari tadi dia pakai ini, digerakin gelasnya. Tali mungkin. Kenapa saya bilang
It's
tali
evident while
mungkin?
watching the video that the people aren't aware of this.
Lihat ya. Lihat gerakan pas dia lagi main cupnya. Matanya. Mbak, main cupnya lagi, Mbak. Sorry. Lihat ya, malam ini saya have a nice dream, saya melipir dulu, nanti nggak bisa tidur. Ya, oke. Kalau tali saya yakin, coba lihat ya, lihat gerakan pas dia lagi main cupnya. Mana sih?
The startling thing about this footage is that Katie moves and flips the cup numerous
Tuh
times.
lihat, cupnya nggak bener-bener jatuh plung gitu, kayak dia tuh membal, ada tali di sekitar sini nih. Sekitar sini kayak ada talinya. Sorry, salah layar. Jadi itu dia tuh kayak nggak membal, sementara di sini tuh kayak ada tali tuh sekitar sini nih. Lihat ya. Lagi ya.
Times while playing the game.
Lihat ya. Tuh. Jadi kayak dia tuh posisi harusnya udah turun, tapi tiba-tiba balik lagi. Gerakapnya nggak normal, bener sih nggak normal. Oke lagi. Tuh.
The source footage is all one continuous shot. This would make it extremely
Dan
difficult to
lihat,
hoax the event.
Nggak,
There can't be
lihat
string
gerakannya.
attached to the cup because it gets flipped several times. There also can't
Tuh.
be magnets
Kayak ada tali. Entah di atas, entah di bagian bawah. Kayak ada tali.
attached either.
Bentar ya. Kaget. Halo Setiawan, welcome. Terima kasih sudah subscribe. Selamat datang. Selamat menonton.
It's evident while watching the video that the people aren't aware of
Gua
this
aku
paranormal
takut
activity
sama.
occurring around them. It's not until the video was watched back
Ini
that
tadi
they
nggak
spotted
makan-makan,
it.
sumpah.
Shannon explains that the next day the girls saw that a lamp and lampshade had fallen over and flown across the living room. Even more weirdly, a speaker kept turning on, despite the fact it wasn't plugged in. The final straw for the girls was when something seemed to gently lift Katie's hair into the air. Concerned due to the string of supernatural events, the two went back and watched this video from the previous night, now aware they had started capturing their very own scary ghost videos. The paranormal events of the following day, combined with the odd action seen in this video, were enough to convince the pair that they were host to at least one unexpected guest. With this myriad of odd activities all in a row, one has to wonder just how safe the two could feel while staying in that home.
Oh, iklan, lupa.
Tiap
Oke.
hari kerjaan bikin kepikiran, datang godaan,
Ya,
nambah-nambahin
godaan
beban,
nyemil.
sungguh
Beban
cobaan.
berat badan ya, Mbak. Thank you. Oke, I'm back. Biasa. OBS-nya barusan ngaco. Bohongan yang tadi, kalau kata Ise bohongan yang tadi. Yang ini nih. Ini bagus nih. Ise pernah lihat videonya yang bener-bener video aslinya. Kalau iklan. Gara-gara iklan tiba-tiba OBS-nya macet. Lihat ya. Ini Ise pernah lihat videonya sebelumnya. Saya ingat banget mukanya. Jadi ini harus saya bilang ini bagus. Tahu dibilang hoax, sih saya nggak tahu. Bisa dihoaxin tapi saya nggak tahu.
Username Bets and Angel
Entah kenapa agak begitu. Airy figure face for days.
69 shares one of the most compelling TikTok ghost videos of all time. This is actually a series of videos documenting some pretty
Sebentar, karena
strange
ini gambarnya
activity.
kecil banget nih,
Let's-
saya gedein deh. Tetap mati nih. Nah ya.
dive into what can only be described as a front yard haunting saga. TikTok user BetsAnAngel69 begins with a video showing what appears to be a figure pacing back and forth in a...
Bentar, kalau kadang kalian nggak bisa lihat, bisa gedein deh. Salah. Lihat ya.
grassy, wooded patch of land that's across the street from her house.
Mana? Oh, digedein sama dia. Digedein sama dia sebentar. Jadi digedein dari Hise. Mana sih ininya? Mana sih? Sama dia udah digedein, nggak jadi digedein sama Hise. Nah, sekarang kalian lihat nggak kalau di hub? Ini nih. Ini yang bolak-balik.
We then get an update the next day. The ghost figure is still pacing. However, this time we can
Jadi
see
tiap
an
hari
outline
kayak
of
ada
a
yang
figure
bolak-balik
much
sini.
more clearly.
Tuh. Nih.
Can't even zoom in any closer.
According to the uploader, whoever or whatever is out
Bukan.
there had been
Ini di luar
walking back
negeri.
and forth non-stop.
Nah itu, nih.
You see it? It just walks back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Halo Setiawan.
The woman sharing the video skips ahead to the 5th day of the strange activity. We get some interesting information regarding the sighting in this video.
Yeti mungkin
It
bisa
turns
jadi.
out that the patch of land
Cuman ini sebelahnya tuh gereja. Jadi ya, kalau di luar negeri itu biasanya deket gereja ada apa? Ada apa? Gitu. Jadi sekitar situ mungkin ada.
and where the figure can be spotted is actually adjacent.
BTW, ini jam berapa sekarang? 15 menit lagi sesi votingnya bisa tutup ya. 17 suara. Sementara yang memimpin Men in Black. Goblin enggak sih gede tadi soalnya. Bigfoot bisa jadi.
To a church building that is located directly across the street from the uploader's house.
That I was explaining.
Again, the creepy shadow figure can be seen pacing back and forth.
Tiap hari loh ini dia bilang.
It just walks back and forth.
Mana sih?
Every day.
Oh, ini.
All day.
The update we get from the 5th video is that the figure continues to pace back and forth daily.
Dan jalannya
We
kenceng
also
banget.
learn that
Tapi dia cuma bolak-balik
BetsAnAngel69
doang.
has actually walked over to the
Apaan
area
sih?
where the
Ini
figure
aneh.
can be seen
Pohon.
pacing, trying to confront it.
Pohonnya aneh.
However, she claims that the figure
Pohonnya aneh nih.
disappears once you get close to the area. She even promises to record
Tuh
herself
bolak-balik.
making the trek
Hitam
over
tapi dia
there in the
figurnya.
next video.
Kayak
So
nggak ada
what
wajahnya. Jadi
happens?
kemungkinan shadow figure.
This after dark footage shows the uploader's dog acting up, barking and howling toward the area where the figure paces.
Anjingnya ngerasa ngeliat
The
sesuatu di
dog
situ.
is very clearly agitated.
Ah, kitty. Oh,
In the next video, BetsAnAngel69 actually
di sini
takes us
kita
on a walk over
iya
to
bisa
the
jadi.
grassy area
Tapi siang-siang
where a
loh.
strange
Kalau
figure
kurcaci nggak
can
tadi
be
gede
seen
soalnya.
pacing.
Masih kelihatan loh itu. Dia sebenarnya masih kelihatan loh itu dia. Sampai ngedeket ke situ.
Unfortunately, this proves to be one of the
Tuh.
more
Masih
anticlimactic
kelihatan.
videos. That's
Kalian
because
kalau mau ngecek sendiri nanti
BetsAnAngel69
bisa
gets
langsung ke
scared
videonya,
before
linknya di bawah.
deciding to return to her house.
Di menit
However, she does
ke-14.
point out that you can still see the figure pacing.
Kenapa nggak diajak duel aja? Pasti deketin hilang. Tadi dijelasin pasti deketin hilang. Tuh ada.
Things get a little more dramatic after that. The TikTok user shares a few videos where she simply explains her decision to upload videos of the shadow figure to get feedback from friends and family regarding what's going on. She also shares that she initially thought the pacing figure might be a person with a mental illness.
Dia ngira mungkin yang figur itu wait. Itu dia saya nge-lag. Yang figur itu mungkin pasien dari mental illness.
However,
Penjiwaan.
she
I
eventually
don't know.
began to wonder if something more sinister could be taking place after the
Jadi.
figure paced for hours, days, and weeks at a time.
But hours and hours and days, day or night,
Hah? Malam juga?
that's a long time.
She also shares that her husband has agreed to walk over to investigate the situation with her. And that's precisely what we see in the next set of videos. The two decide to walk over to investigate the
deketin.
pacing figure once and for all.
Ada ya?
However, they get a scare they weren't quite anticipating. They're scared off by a horrifying sound that clearly didn't
dengar
come from
suara,
any
dengar
human
suaranya.
source.
Tuh,
They make the very
kayak ada
smart
suara
decision to
howl
run
gitu.
away. However, this saga is far from over. We then see a video of a cop car
Ada
parked in
polisi
the
juga.
parking lot of the church. The TikTok user claims that the police are investigating the situation because they're aware that something is going on.
Bener sih.
However, she declines to show footage of the cops walking.
Honestly, at this point, I am beginning to question if this is real. There is no way I could go on with my life if that was across the street cops. For the privacy only, I will not show the walking over, but they are aware. Jadi mereka jalan ke arah sebelah itu loh.
over to
Polisi-polisi.
the area to protect their privacy. For skeptics, this does open up the possibility that the police car was merely parked in the lot for a completely unrelated reason. That's exactly why BetsAnAngel69 posted another video addressing common questions and doubts. First, BetsAnAngel69 answers some questions she had received about what she might be hiding. Some internet users claim that she's blocking those who cast doubt on her experiences. However, her rebuttal is that she's been forced to block some users who have posted her address online.
What?
She even claims that Google Maps that highlight the specific location of her home have been posted online.
The few people that I've had to block, they posted my address on social media. Somebody pulled up a Google map of my home.
She does involve.
Oh, ada yang jadi gara-gara dia ngasih detail kayak ada gereja di sini, ada tempat di sini. Ada orang-orang yang tahu alamatnya dan nge-share itu di sosial media. Jadi banyak orang yang penasaran terus datang ke sana. Terdoxing, iya bener terdoxing. Oh parah sih emang.
Find people who are already familiar with the area to investigate on their own if they already know where the church is located.
Iya, dia kasih
In fact, she
detail ini
encourages
soalnya.
people to visit the church to try and figure out exactly what's going on. Her only issue is that she doesn't want her address posted publicly. That seems like a reasonable enough justification for deleting some of the comments. So does BetsAnAngel think what she is seeing is a ghost or a human? She reveals she has no clue about what the figure could be. However, she shares her personal opinion that the family members of whoever
Jujur sih. Kalau ngunyah dulu. Jadi gini. Jujur sih, kalau dari pergerakannya bukan manusia, kalau saya bilang. Tapi ada juga orang yang kalau pagi-pagi olahraga jalannya cepat. Ada. Ah, kita nggak tahu. Nggak tahu. Wah, malam nggak baik. Nggak apa-apa, kalau lapar tuh makan daripada kelaparan. Mumpung bisa makan, makanlah. Lanjut.
whoever the person is need to intervene.
Kalau malam-malam ngapain ya? Itu dia pertanyaan bagus.
That's if it is indeed a human.
Enggak sih.
She's concerned that the person pacing
Tuh
back
lihat. Digedein.
and forth has been doing so for more than a month without apparently changing clothes or eating. She does think it's possible that it's a homeless person who has taken up residence in the church parking lot. However, the fact that the pacing figure doesn't appear to take breaks to eat, sleep, or use the bathroom causes her to wonder. The saga still isn't over. We get yet another video update from BetsAnAngel69. This time, she's sharing a terrifying experience from the night before.
Gimana maksudnya?
The creepiness started
Itu
when her
bukan
dog...
habis makan olahraga malam keliling komplek bawa TV itu memaling. Maling itu. Olahraga gimana? Bawa ambil TV warga terus dikejar warga lari udah olahraga semuanya.
went crazy at about 11 p.m.
Lalu kita ngopi,
However,
yoi
the
ini
family
saya ada
went to
kopi
bed
juga.
after not being able to hear or see anything out in the yard that could be causing the dog to act up.
Iya,
A peaceful night was not in store.
anjingnya juga ini.
The family was jolted awake somewhere between the hours of 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. by the sound of a man screaming.
Oh.
This is where we learn that they actually have security cameras in place around their property.
Ya.
The footage shows a very still, calm night with no intruders in sight.
A male just screaming.
However, there is something very odd on the screen that would have been captured at around 2 a.m. A mist appears on the screen.
because you'll see that. What is that?
Betson Angel 69 claims it's the exact moment she and her family heard the screaming.
What is that? It's like... And I know it's this moment that it happens because in about a second...
Unfortunately, that's about as far as the saga goes for now. We can only assume that the shadow figure is still out there pacing. Apparently the family is setting up a YouTube channel to document the case more thoroughly, so it's worth keeping an eye out for that. Of course, Betson Angel 69 can only hope that whoever or whatever is keeping watch from across the street doesn't get bold enough to come so close ever again.
Semoga dideketin Davin. Iklan. Thank you. Hai.
Twitter user Conspiration
Nggak pakai
ESP
YouTube Premium
uploaded
soalnya.
this terrifying footage captured by CCTV camera.
Ini masih video yang sama kan ya? Eric figure running on Alf. Oh, Eric itu apa sih? Figur aneh itu ya maksudnya? Nenek nggak ada. Shopee COD. Iya sekarang himne Shopee udah ganti ya. Orang planet. Oh ya? Itu kan maksudnya? Oh, ada moderator, hati-hati. Oke, lanjut.
A bizarre figure has visited this
The
residence
hell, what
late
is
one
that?
night, and it has viewers seriously questioning their...
Mohon maaf, tolong itu mod extrude, tolong kalau mau misalnya lari-lari keluar pakai baju ya. Kenapa tiba-tiba ketangkap kamera tuh? Ini yang aneh deh. Oh, I see. Wah, anak siapa itu? Iya tahu tuh.
perception of reality. In scary recordings captured from a
Serem
variety of cameras, we see a creepy person or creature running on all fours around the property.
Nggak pakai
The
baju
camera
pula.
never captures close-ups of the figure, but it appears to be a cross between a human and a dog.
Manusia
The entity
sih
moves on
ini.
all fours like
Kalau dibilang ini malu, kalau kata Hiseta Nia itu manusia. Gerak cara lari empat kaki ya masih cara lari empat kaki manusia. Coba kalian kalau ngerangkak lari deh, kayak gitu pasti posenya. Tapi kalau misalnya itu hal yang aneh, pose ngerangkaknya beda. Kita pernah lihat video yang pose ngerangkaknya aneh soalnya. Itu enggak, itu masih normal. Manusia normal bisa lari kayak gitu, bener. Sereman corona kan. Sereman dompet kosong. Pengalaman. Dompet dan rekening kosong itu mengerikan. Anakku gimana maksudnya Gibran? Maaf kok aja malah jadi bajunya kebakar gimana? Jadi gue suka gabut tapi nggak gini caranya, bener tuh kata Setiawan, bener tuh. Kalau lari sambil kayang baru udah tusir. Mohon maaf, gimana? Kalau lari sambil kayang baru udah itu rere. Apa? Oh waduh, ini Ray ada apa nih dengan admin Xru nih? Ada cinta tersembunyi. Pelope, curigakan. Oke, lanjut.
a canine, but when it comes closer to the camera, its body appears to be that of a human. Its skin is hairless and pale, but its head seems to be darker in color.
Manusia gerakannya.
Because of the appearance of the creature's body, some are apt to
Paling ini orang lagi taruhan sama temannya terus kalah taruhan suruh keliling komplek telanjang ngambil jalan pakai 4 kaki. Percaya deh.
believe that it's simply a human running naked through the night on all
Tau
fours.
gak, kita udah live selama hampir 1 jam dan ini videonya baru 20 menit dari 1 jam. Gak selamat kok, paling cuma lompat-lompat aja, gak sampai
However, the way it
ngegaruk.
moves seems to rule out that possibility. The human body is built to walk upright, and no human could easily run with such speed and agility on all fours.
Makanya gerakan larinya kayak gitu.
There are other, eerier possibilities that explain these scary recordings. Perhaps this is a human, but one possessed by some sort of...
Kaget asli. Makasih Ibrahim. Ada ya setan yang nyebut ini ya. Ada setan yang nyebut itu. Kaget, tapi makasih. Terima kasih Indonesia. Tadi ada tulisannya nggak sih? Ada tulisannya nggak sih Indonesianya? Nggak sempet baca. Tek. Oh, buat Hise. Ya. Thank you, makasih. sorry. Kaget. Oke lanjut. Untung aja kagak bel. Sembarangnya tuh bocah makin horor.
Another
Iya bener.
possibility is that the recordings show a lesser known cryptid called the Dogman.
The Dogman berarti werewolf. Buat Hise bong. Iya, bong itu ininya sih.
This creature, much
Emang Hise naruh animasinya bong di situ.
like a werewolf, is a cross between a human and a canine.
PTP percaya sama istilah salah. Percaya sama ini werewolf nggak? Urban legend werewolf 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 kan Razor, nggak salah sih. Halo Vietnamese, yang sangat lucu. Ya, aku tak percaya. Werewolf bukan werewolf. Aku tak percaya. Oke. Werewolf. Oke, lanjut. Let's go.
Unlike werewolves, dogmen
Lagi bayangin ada yang apa? Maksudnya itu?
live
Werewolf
permanently in their in-between
hutan.
state. Over the years, there have been numerous sightings of the so-called Dogman. Although witnesses have been terrified by the encounters, none have been harmed by this elusive cryptid. So whatever theory you believe, human, dogman or demon, they're all just as terrifying as each
Manusia sih
other.
kalau kata isi itu.
Love to get your thoughts on this one in the comments section below.
Manusia mas, ini manusia yakin. Gerakannya nggak aneh soalnya. Terutama gerakan kaki belakangnya. Itu masih gerakan manusia. Kalau manusia jalan pakai 4 kaki, kayak gitu gerakan kakinya. Kakinya gimana ya istilahnya? Aneh gerakannya. Tidak fleksibel. Serem sih kalau lagi janjian tiba-tiba ada orang tanya. Aduh. Oke, yang dibilang Lucky Belly nggak salah. Serem sih. Kalau misalnya itu kejadian serem sih. Lanjut. Apa ini?
By a man from Maine named
Where the
Chet
shadow
Cook and sent to
crossroad.
the sun, this video has effectively stumped paranormal
Dogeman
investigators.
banget.
Cook
Makanya tadi dia
appears
bilang
to be
Kainen
driving
kan.
along a perfectly
Kas bilang
average stretch
Kainen.
of road. However, the footage quickly shows a mysterious black shape
Ini
scurrying
loh. Pas banget di pose pas lagi black shape-nya. Lagi lewat. Ada sereman CCTV atau kayak Adobe. Oh iya bener ada itu. Bener. Burung kecil. Apa gimana maksudnya? Lucky Belly hus. Siap-siap bu ya. Kalian kalau misalnya ngendarain mobil malam-malam kayak gini nih. Sendirian itu berani kan? Kalau isi-isi jadi nih orang mending diem duduk cari penginapan tidur udah. Serem anjir. Agak ada lampunya pula di situ. Lampunya cuma kayak penerangan kecil gini-ginian doang.
across the street.
Kayak anjing ya tapi transparan. Barusan tuh gerakannya kayak anjing tapi transparan dasar anjing. Oke.
However, the footage quickly shows a mysterious black shape scurrying across the street.
Anjing itu.
However, the footage quickly shows a mysterious black shape scurrying across the street.
Anjing itu. Bayangannya kayak anjing tapi nggak tahu itu anjing beneran atau bukan. Soalnya kelihatannya kayak transparan terus pandang bayangan. Anjing itu bayangannya. Mungkin setan anjing itu. Hellhound bisa jadi. Kalau Hellhound mah kepalanya 2. Kayak Kerberus gitu. Tolonglah rumahku lewatin hutan. Aduh. Kalau malam-malam jangan keluar kalau gitu bahaya. Kaise coba lihat belakang. Ada boneka Hise sama makanan Hise belum dimakan. Kerberus. Kerberus mah punyanya si Rere tuh. Suara kedengarannya kalau dia lagi live chat atau lagi main game ada suaranya, ada suara Kerberus dia bilang. Kerberus dari tempat si Rere. Kalahon pala 1, Hortorus pala 2. Oh, Kerberus pala 3. Berarti itu pertanyaannya pala 3. Jadi Kerberus. Lanjut. Anjing
Street,
itu.
just in front of Cook's car.
Cuman kalau kata Isa sih antara itu beneran cuma bayangan atau emang anjingnya super cepet banget larinya.
Not appearing to be corporeal in any way, the substance in Cook's video appears more like a shadow than a person.
Not a person, it's like canine. Kayak dogo.
Cook said he felt a nagging feeling to review the dashcam footage when he got
Dashcam itu biasanya emang bentuknya HP ditaruh doang atau emang ada dashcam sendiri sih? Kok cepet ya itu dia.
home. While Cook explains he reviewed the footage expecting to see a deer run across the road, he instead saw the strange black shape. Working in IT, Cook had a fairly good idea that it wasn't a camera malfunction that had led to this figure. He was fairly positive he hadn't actually seen anything in front of his car that night. So spooked, Cook sent the footage off to a paranormal team in order to conduct their own investigation. Instead, the crazy dashcam footage stumped the investigative team. They noted an animal wouldn't have appeared so transparent.
Panther bisa jadi sih. Tapi enggak,
As for Cook, he explained to the Sun News outlet that those who live in Maine are generally used to creepy sightings, and that there's a reason a lot of Stephen King's stories are based there. So what do you think this strange black mass is? Deer or something more sinister? Love to get your opinion on this one in the comment section below.
Suara musikan juga tuh videonya. Bukan. Waduh, cakep mbak. Thank you.
Nespresso Collection by Chiara.
Makasih. Halo Pujo.
If we are living in a simulation, TikTok might be the best place to look for proof. This hot new social media app allows users to upload their own videos and set them to music. In this video by TikToker Catherine Gisellum, a group of kids and teens participate in one of the
Saya pernah lihat ini video di Facebook. Padahal, bentar. Lanjut. Lihat anaknya baju biru ya.
hottest TikTok trends, showing off your amateur dance moves. When the music first starts, all that's visible in the shot is a large field behind a fence. Then the group of kids enter
jalan ya.
from behind the camera and
Saya maju nih.
crisscross across the
Tiba-tiba anak birunya keluar, nggak tahu dari mana.
screen to take their positions.
Gimana caranya?
Once they're in formation, they begin their silly dance. On first glance, nothing in the video seems out of the ordinary.
Iya, dia muncul dari situ. Astaga, ini apaan sih bikin batuk? Saya minum air putih barusan. Bentar lagi guru. Oh ya, B. Aduh. Nggak tahu tiba-tiba gatal tenggorokan. Bukan gara-gara kena sambal atau apa. Aman-aman, ayo lanjut. Ya tem biru. Aman-aman. Masa depan kerubahan. Oh, warna tuh kayak enggak kok. Jangan bilang ketuaan orang rumah. Semoga enggak. Saya coba jaga ini sih, jaga kebersihan dan pakai sanitizer, jadi harusnya nggak kena. Tapi nggak tahu. nggak ngerasa demam atau apa-apa sih, cuma batuk doang. Lanjut. San sambil batuk kalau ada yang nyangkut. What? Oke, lanjut.
However, if you watch
Iya,
closely, you'll see
dari
that
bocah
one
yang pink ya, coba nanti kita lihat
of
lagi.
the dancers seems to have appeared out of thin air. The first kids to
Kalian
enter the
ngapain sih,
shot are
Nak?
two girls. They walk closely together,
Ini ada
but there's
bayangannya
enough
sih
space
satu.
between their arms for us to see that there's no one walking in front of them.
Lanjut.
However, when a few more kids join the mix, a boy in a blue shirt suddenly pops up in front of the first two girls.
Kayaknya iya deh. Dari yang pink pas dia jalan maju, tiba-tiba yang bocah ini maju lagi. Kayak gak kelihatan.
If you slow the footage down, you can see the
Mereka
boy in the
kayak
blue shirt just
kayak ada kayak challenge gitu. Dance apa gitu dulu.
seems to appear out of thin air.
Mereka tuh pas bocah pink tadi maju, terus dia tutupan dia
Although the
lewat.
scene is somewhat chaotic, it would have been impossible for him to slip in front of the group without being caught by the camera. So where did this mysterious child come from? Love to get your thoughts on this one in the comments section below.
Masih cewek buhay, iya. Pas pinknya maju, dia mulai maju, terus tutupan nama yang gede.
Uploaded by YouTube user Rodri Yoshiaki, this next clip seems to have been captured
Oh,
in
ini
a
serem
nearly
nih.
empty hospital.
Pernah lihat
The translated text from the video
translator Onegai.
explains that Rodri thought himself to be alone when he saw the nearby doors open by themselves. Slightly worried but not overly shocked, the healthcare
Dia lagi sendiri, ternyata posisinya mana? Ternyata ini gerak sendiri pintunya, padahal pintu ini otomatis.
worker gave it some time before he decided
Dia
to
nggak akan
begin
kebuka kalau nggak ada yang di depan sensor.
filming. The camera holder explains that the doors are automatic, but they require motion for them to be activated. In the video, you can clearly see the door open a number of times with no one around.
Berapa nih kan nobar video video aneh.
Rodri then meets up with his work partner. The pair hear the sound of the
Di
doors
YouTube.
once again opening by themselves.
Linknya ada di bawah. Terus dia manggil temennya.
The pair decides to approach
Karena
the
takut ngecek
doors,
sendiri kan.
finding it curious that they've stopped opening by themselves upon their approach. They take a look around the room to see if anything might be activating the doors.
Gak ada
There's clearly
siapa-siapa.
no one there.
Rumah sakit sih ini.
However, it's at this moment that the very clear sound of a whistle is heard.
Dengan suara orang bersiul. Oh iya benar.
Again, the room is empty except for the two workers. If you slow the footage down, there is indeed a strange disembodied whistle.
Ngeri. Iya benar.
Now, clearly not as alone as they thought they were, the uploader has posted the clip to his YouTube channel for viewers to decide for themselves if he truly came into contact with some sort of spirit that day in the hospital.
Janganlah bersiul di malam hari. Janganlah menjebak Hiseta lagi, oke? Oke. Oke, terima kasih FBS. Terima kasih atas recehan yang selalu diberikan untuk para kreator. Terima kasih.
Viewers beware.
Nah, nih,
These freaky
Kare.
clips uploaded to TikTok by user Harry McClary
Oh.
are enough to keep you up all night.
Ini sempat
The first clip
rame di Facebook kalau nggak salah, ikut sejebak. Nggak ada ya. Nggak ada ya. Nggak boleh ya. Dilarang jebak-menjebak. Alah, itu jebakannya ini SpongeBob, terus Squidward.
clip opens in the
Bisa
middle of
gedein
the
suara.
night. The uploader is awoken by his Alexa assistant.
A deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a
Alexa seems keen to give the definition of a seance, completely unprompted.
Jadi rumahnya ini rumah tipe ini apa namanya, smart home living, smart home living. Jadi dia komputernya itu dia bisa nyebutin apa yang sedang ada di situ, kayak ada apa di sini, apa yang muncul bisa dideteksi gitulah. Tiba-tiba komputer rumahnya ngomong kayak gini.
A deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a deceased person is known as a seance.
Serem gak sih kalau kalian punya smart home living terus ngomong kayak gitu tiba-tiba? Like smart home living yang dia bisa entah nyebutin apa yang ada di depan pintu, atau bisa nyebutin pesan-pesan tertentu gitu loh. Atau bisa nyebutin apa yang di-input. Ulang. Dengar ya.
Alexa seems keen to give the definition of a seance completely
Tuh, jadi tuh bisa ngasih definisi tertentu.
unprompted.
A deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a deceased person is known as a seance.
That's really spooky, man. Komputer lah itu yang ngomong. Dan itu otomatis.
A deliberate attempt to contact the spirit of a deceased person is known as a seance.
Alexa gives a creepy and unnatural laugh once she's done. She then maniacally tells the uploader she has a skill he might like.
I have a skill you might like.
Ooh.
While it's not out of the ordinary for the assistant to suggest a set of actions, it's odd to
Ini tuh home smart living, asisten di rumah, tiba-tiba dia ngomong gitu.
do so unprompted. Laughing still, the door to the bedroom begins swinging open and closed as the colours change rapidly.
Wanna try it?
The unit continues to terrorise the uploader as the short clip ends.
Anjir.
The second clip begins with a
Smart home livingnya dihack. Dari Sentinel. Iya itu dia. Serem banget. Jadi kalau smart home living itu dia bisa ngendaliin pintu mana yang harus dibuka, lampu mana yang harus dibuka, harus nyalain, sorry. Mereka ngendaliin satu rumah dikendaliin. Tiba-tiba smart home-nya ngomong kayak gitu dan melakukan hal itu. Serem gak sih? Serem lah. Entah itu benar atau ada yang hack, saya nggak tahu.
the knocking sound coming from the basement. A dog can also be heard barking in the background. Clearly scared, but needing to know what they're dealing with, the uploader attempts to venture down to the basement. They're heard saying hello to the source of the banging.
Ada yang gini pintu, buka pintu.
The banging stops. However, a scraping sound follows nearly immediately after, as though whatever's been making the sound was quickly scrambling up the stairs towards the uploader. If you watch it again, it actually sounds like footsteps running up the stairs towards the camera holder.
The
dog continues to bark as the uploader shouts, "Oh my god," just as the clip ends. This series of clips seems to show something seriously wrong with the uploader's home.
Oh my god!
Previously, Sky News was splashed over the internet when they publicised a video that appeared to show a strange glitch. Could the same glitch happen twice? We showed this clip just a few weeks ago. However, we have a bizarre update to report. The original footage we showed depicts a Chancellor as he exits a building with a large red folder tucked beneath his arm. He heads down the street, becoming briefly obscured by the cars parked along the side of the road. A few seconds later, he emerges from behind the cars, still clutching the folder. However, the folder has changed from a deep red colour to a bright green.
Ulang. Tadi saya memperhatikan sesuatu yang aneh. Sebentar.
However, the folder has changed.
Folder pas bagian, sorry.
From behind the cars,
lihat di bagian kaca. Lihat di bagian kaca.
However, the folder
masih merah loh. Sorry, mana tangannya sih? Ini masih merah loh di sini. Merah ya. Lihat ya. Ini merah loh. Di kaca ini nanti. Nanti saya ulang lagi sekali lagi. Ini kaca ini masih merah.
Has changed from a deep.
Jadi hijau. What? Siapa yang bikin color correction di sini? RGB bisa jadi ngebug, iya.
Deep red color to a bright green.
Parah.
Some of the viewers believe that the news station deliberately altered the colour of the folder to mislead the public about the state of the country's budget.
Welcome to membership Pujo Ramadan. Selamat datang di membership, selamat datang di Gehenna. Jangan lupa bawa kipas sendiri, Gehenna panas. Saya nggak nyediain AC. Welcome.
In terms of finances,
Nah, ini teorinya gini. Jadi kalau misalnya notifnya baru muncul, welcome. Jadi kalau di luar negeri tuh kalau misalnya ada rapat tertentu tiba-tiba dia bawa mapnya warna merah, itu berarti ada kemerosotan grafik. Tapi kalau keluar bawa map hijau berarti ada kenaikan grafik. Di luar negeri itu gitu katanya.
the colour red usually indicates declining funds, whereas green has a more positive connotation. It wouldn't be completely unheard of for a news station to manipulate colours in this way. However, many of the viewers are convinced that the sudden change in the folder's appearance is a glitch in the fabric of the universe.
Merah loh ya. Kaca ini merah loh tadi, kelihatan kan? Tadi sebentar kelihatan ya kenapa nggak dari awal diganti. Tapi ini teori yang ada di judul kedua Hise. We living in a simulator world. Jadi ini kayak glitch dari program dunia ini. Harusnya dia warna hijau, tiba-tiba baru berubah.
In the time since we covered the original clip,
kelihatan kan tadi dari kaca masih merah terus tiba-tiba jadi hijau. Lihat ya.
In the fabric of the universe. In the time since we covered the original clip, new footage has come to
jadi mobil parkir di situ. Ya, itu dia.
light. This footage shows the Chancellor once again standing on the sidewalk with a briefcase that resembles the folder he held in the original video. He holds the briefcase out in front of him and moves it from side to side, displaying it for the awaiting crowds. In some versions of the footage, the briefcase is red.
Okay.
Then in other versions, it's bright green.
Itu mah color correction deh kayaknya. Sebenarnya yang dia pegang itu bukan warna merah tapi warna hijau. Warna hijaunya diganti jadi warna merah. Kenapa ya saya bilang cenderung ke warna hijau daripada warna merahnya? Soalnya di bagian sini lihat lubang kunci, lubang sebelah sini warna merah. Jadi kalau mau di correction jadi warna merah gampang. Hijaunya yang hilang. Yuk, setuju. Kayak mau sulap iya.
In still another.
Nggak? Kalian lihat mukanya. Udah kayak salah satu ini. Agen di Resident Evil 3. Bisa lupa artisnya. Resident Evil 3.
The briefcase starts out green.
Yang polisi itu loh. Resident Evil 3 yang di gurun pasir kan ya? Ingat ya yang cowok satu.
Green and changes to red as it moves.
Ini setelah lewatin mobil ada
Is this
perusahaan
new
yang
footage
di
further proof of camera trickery, or does it indicate that we are in fact living in a simulation?
Tuh, dia jadi merah gampang. Toplok jadi hijau. Asik. Bayar langsung di tempat. Sebentar, saya kayaknya lupa setting bagian soundnya ini deh. Saya masih setting soundnya buat karaoke deh. Delay 45 second bener. 45 millisecond. Jadi 0. Close.
COD pasti dapat gratis ongkir pakai Shopee COD.
Skip.
As with the last clip, these freaky videos.
Ini freaky, sumpah. Ini bukan horor, tapi ini menyeramkan. Trailer. Whatever. Let's go.
Videos posted to TikTok by user Matt Hall
Scariest encounters on night shift
36 shows that a figure doesn't have to
Terus video ini pollingnya saya matiin ya. Halangin live chat soalnya.
Be supernatural to be terror-inducing. These videos were recorded after hours at the TikTok user's place of business and accompanied by a frantic call to the police. The actual horror one feels for the person in this scenario is real. The first video uploaded is a chilling documentation of the traumatic event. A man is seen outside the building. It's clear that the situation had been progressing before the video was recording. The uploader is already on the phone with the police as this is taking place.
Dragging a bag at my work. No, sorry, I'm just recording.
Jadi ada orang pria yang lagi ngeseret apa? Entah itu tas, entah itu kantong plastik sampah, saya nggak tahu. Dia kayak lagi nyeret sesuatu yang besar yang badan manusia bisa masuk ke dalam situ. Jadi dia ketakutan. Oh ini yang lagi jaga dia lagi jaga di kantor apa gimana gitu. Let's see pokoknya.
The video shows security camera footage of a man eerily dragging what appears to be a heavy bag down the road.
I can't see his face.
As the man gets closer to the building, it's clear the uploader is terrified.
In case something happens. I can't.
To the uploader's dismay, the man runs up to the building and begins pounding on the door.
Oh my god! He's outside the door. He's
clearly distressed and with nowhere to hide. The man begs the police to get there as quickly as possible.
He's like behind the
building. Ini penjahat ini. I
don't. Can you just get here, please? Really.
Given the popularity of the first chilling video, a second video was posted to the channel in order to explain the context of the creepy event in more detail. The uploader explains that he had been working a night shift when the motion-activated cameras detected someone nearby.
It was pretty late at night and I heard the beep go off, so I went to go look at the camera.
Maka kameranya mahal. Ada sensornya, kalau ada yang gerak langsung ini bunyi.
Somebody was dragging a bag right beside the building.
Given the man's odd behavior, the uploader called 911 as the man approached and then started recording the video.
I was pretty creeped out, so I went and grabbed the work phone and called 911. By the time I was on the phone with them, the guy walked up the road a little bit, but then he started to come back towards the building. This is when I started recording.
The man apparently disappeared after the video ended, leaving behind his bag. The police arrived only to discover the bag contained bloody clothes.
What
the hell? For him. They said inside his bag just had a bunch of clothes, but some of the clothes had some blood on them, I guess. Anyways, they're going to take that in for investigation.
With the man gone and his bag of evidence apparently left behind, it's clear that while this tale is over for the TikTok user, the police investigation has only just begun.
I don't. Can you just get here, please? Really?
Udah lagi telepon sama ini polisinya.
YouTuber Hablemos de Mysterio uploaded this strange encounter at a funeral home.
Rumah funeral encounters.
It was allegedly captured by a security guard doing his rounds late at night.
Murder, maybe? I don't know.
In this footage, we see what appears to be the lobby of a large funeral home. The video is taken from a distance, but appears to focus on the entrance, where visitors come into the funeral home. At the far end, there's
Jadi pada ngerti funeral home ini ya? Rumah makam. Biasanya kalau yang ada yang sebelum dimakamkan tuh ada namanya rumah duka, rumah duka. Sama 1-2 hari. Kalau yang langsung dimakamkan di hari yang sama juga sama rumah duka sih. Oh, ini yang satpam tempat pemakaman ya.
Of metal poles used to direct large crowds. As the guard's camera rolls, we can see a metallic glint coming from the other side of the lobby. On closer inspection, we see the silver metal bar of one of the poles moving on its own.
Serem banget sih, sumpah. Bikin merinding. Tuh.
It's quite clear there's nothing around that could be moving the pole. This footage was taken in a funeral home, so some sort of ghostly entity is an obvious culprit. Perhaps the spirit of someone whose funeral was held in this building lingered long after the services ended. The powerful movement of the pole indicates that the spirit's a poltergeist and a strong one at that. This could suggest the spirit has left this world in significant turmoil or suffering, causing it to linger long after death. According to Slaptown viewer Matt West, something strange is going on in a home in Lumberton, Texas. A friend of his who recently bought the property in question was walking around taking a video. He wanted to show a before and after view of the renovations, but something unexpected showed up on the film. The homeowner starts with a shot of the outdoor pool before heading inside.
It's a big old house.
The light inside the house is dim, creating a lot of shadows where anything could be hiding. As he turns into what appears to be the living room, there seems to be something odd in the darkened doorway on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
The camera moves away quickly, but a second later, the strange entity appears again just to the other side of the same doorway.
Oh iya tuh.
It isn't until viewing the footage later that the homeowner noticed that something was amiss. When looking at the video more closely, the entity appears to be a person moving slowly out of the doorway.
Halo Pujo, kenapa?
According to the legends about this
Masuk ke
house,
gedung
years
harus
ago, a
diyakin.
physically handicapped
Oh,
man
itu
died in this
ada.
home when he
Itu
fell
pernah
into
lihat,
the
itu
outdoor
pernah lihat.
swimming pool and drowned.
Terus satpamnya
The
datangnya
home's
malah
later
pagi-pagi ya.
residents claim to have spotted a ghost in a wheelchair numerous times while living on the property. If you slow the footage down when the camera swings back towards the doorway, it does indeed look like someone in a
Nggak sadar dia,
wheelchair
nggak sadar
blurs
pas lagi
past the
ngerekam.
camera.
Soalnya kalian kalau misalnya harus banget ya nge-pause di bagian sini. Kalau kalian biasanya lagi nge-videoin, kalian cenderung ngeliat HP kalian atau ngeliat objek depan kalian? Kalau kayak mau ngacak-ngacak bagian-bagian gitu kiri kanan, pasti kalian nggak akan ngeliat HP kalian karena itu gambarnya kecil. Pasti bakal ngeliat yang keluar. Jantungku mulai berdisko. Nggak apa-apa, ayo disko di dansa. Dansa di pantai dansa. Oh iya tuh wheelchair. Kursi roda.
If this video is any indication, it seems that the new owner can also expect visitations from the ghost of a previous resident.
Dia bilang dari yang punya rumahnya sebelumnya. Ada ceritanya kah? Ganteng. Ini bagus gak sih ceritanya? Lain webtoon yang ini? Saya nggak baca soalnya nggak ngikutin webtoon. Nah, kenapa lagi rame yang ini? Halo iklan. Baiklah. Coba baca ini ya. Bisakah wanita terlihat kita padanya sekali lagi? Lalu, apakah pada akhir akan bahagia? Lewati iklan.
Security cameras are a common source of strange videos that appear to defy reality. With more of our lives being caught on camera, it isn't surprising we're finding more evidence that suggests that we are living in a simulation.
Kita tinggal di simulasi.
In this video, which comes from an unknown source, a security camera on the side of a building shows a group of 3 boys walking down a street together. One of the boys lags slightly behind the others. As the trio walks, something happens that makes him fall even further behind. He suddenly freezes in place in the middle of the street. The boy is paused in an awkward position, his legs are frozen mid-step, and one of his arms hangs in the air.
Aneh sih itu.
A close-up of the video shows that shadows crossing his face continue to move even though he's
Masih gerak.
paused, indicating that this isn't likely to be camera trickery.
Ini masih gerak loh. Daun belakangnya masih gerak loh.
After a few seconds, the boy resumes walking, not seeming to realize anything was amiss. He runs to catch up with his friends, unaware that he may be living in a simulation.
Simulasi kita, apakah kita semua hidup dari simulasi? Apakah kita semua ini ada nyala
This
simulasi?
bizarre clip was uploaded to Twitter by user Conspiration ESP.
Ulang lagi tadi. Yang pas di zoom dong. Nah ini. Ntar lagi.
A close-up of the video shows that shadows crossing his face continue to move even though he's
gerak loh.
paused,
Cuma dia
indicating
doang yang
that
nggak
this
gerak.
isn't likely to be camera trickery.
Kalau misalnya efek kamera, kemungkinan bagian sebelah sini bisa di cut dulu, apa didiemin di sini. So we are in, iya, curiga nggak sih kalian?
After a few
Bentar, saya mau ulangin. Nah, kita lihat posisi 25 suara untuk movie yang nonton untuk nobat lagi nobar, astaga nobat apa ngobat. Sorry salah ngetik. Yang menang Men in Black dengan 64%, Tenet 24%, Fatherhood 12%, berarti Men in Black International. Siapa yang kemarin nyaranin Men in Black International? Nanti kalau saya nggak dapet filmnya bantuin cari pokoknya. Akhiri polling, thank you so much. Untuk kita nonton minggu depan main in Black. The Sims 100 bisa jadi. Ada yang lagi main The Sims. Kita adalah permainan mereka. Akhiri polling, kok pollingnya nggak muncul? Oh, muncul. Udah suzon aja, pollingnya nggak muncul. Mana sih? Tapi untuk nobar. Lihat ya, pollingnya 63% tadinya. Jadi bersih ada masuk suara lagi sih. Wifi-nya yang di home pasti mohon maaf gimana jelek padahal main in Black nggak apa-apa.
Few seconds, the boy resumes walking, not seeming to realize.
Kaget juga main in Black menang. Saya akan bilang kaget juga main in Black menang. Cuman saya juga suka sih main in Black. Main in Black yang 2019 masih ini bukan sih? Yang main yang lama. Kalau masih yang lama bagus. Saya cuma pengen lihat pemainnya doang. Isa malah tadinya expect pada milih Tenet loh. Tapi nggak apa-apa, kita tonton.
Anything was amiss. He
Will
runs
Smith
to
kan,
catch
iya.
up with his friends,
Favorit itu
unaware
satu,
that he
Bapak.
may be living in a
Bapak keren.
simulation.
Kayaknya udah ganti si Thor yang main. Oh. Ya nonton aja lah. Nggak apa main in Black, tetaplah main in Black. Lanjut.
This bizarre
Dua ada film hampir mirip The Truman Snow. Nggak tahu ya sih.
clip was uploaded
Ini
to
juga nih.
Twitter by user
Burungnya kepaus di tengah-tengah darat.
Conspiration ESP. It seems to show a possible glitch in the Matrix.
Ada glitch di Matrix kita.
In the
tau nggak
footage,
sih?
we see a bird frozen in midair.
Wah, si Will
Its
Smith
body
lagi
is
gak asli
still and
banget.
its wings aren't
Padahal
flapping,
pasti
yet it stays in
pokoknya
place
film-film Will Smith tuh bagus-bagus, keren-keren.
without anything holding it there.
Ngepaus dia. Burungnya lagi terbang ngepaus.
The camera holder pans the shot, showing several onlookers pointing at the bird, clearly stunned at what they're seeing. This piece of information seems to prove that the bird hasn't been placed in the air digitally after the video was shot, as the witnesses are clearly acknowledging the bizarre phenomenon.
Jadi burung nge-glitch, iya makanya.
Curiously, when the footage zooms in, you can
Di-zoom
actually
tuh.
see some of the feathers on the bird's wing
Iya.
move in the breeze.
Bulunya masih gerak loh, lihat ya.
So the bird isn't completely frozen in time, it has some texture to it that is still in flux. Some commentators believe that the bird might be perched on a very fine cable that doesn't show up on the film. However, the majority of viewers are gobsmacked by the footage and are at a loss to explain what's going on. Could this be evidence that we're living in a simulation? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Yang ngoding lupa ngoding burungnya biar gerak, itu tiba-tiba diem aja. Mungkin lupa masukin titik 2 koma, titik koma. Lupa dikurung tutup, kurung siku, makanya tiba-tiba ini habis. Kuotanya habis, bisa jadi juga sih. Nge-buffering jadi.
Section below.
Iklan. What is that thing?
I used to be just like you.
Oke.
I had a wife I loved.
Ini film juga. Bukan kan? Free on
But then
Mola
something
IC.
happened.
Ini film deh.
I, Aaron Wallace, I'm serving a life sentence for something I didn't do.
What?
Except
Are
today,
you okay, man?
for the first time, I've got a way to fight back.
How are you here?
Hard work and goodwill. What's your method?
Tell me how the hell this happened. So apparently we figured out some totally insane loophole in the system.
Becoming a lawyer is what's getting
Ini
me out.
bagus.
I know you think your dad is coming back someday, but he's not. Just watch your back.
Going after the DA is not the smart move right now.
Wallace isn't stopping. Now we need to cut him off at the knees.
You move people around like they're pieces on some chessboard. But that kid right there is not some pawn.
Anjir, asik.
I'm fighting with him every second I'm not there for her. For you. Whatever it takes, whoever I have to fight. That's a big decision.
Kenapa tiba-tiba kita nonton iklan?
No matter how hard they come at me, I can't ever thank you enough. So you go live your life, man. I will get myself home.
Oh.
And I will have my life again.
For life. Pokoknya dalam satu layanan, apa itu? Mola, oke, Mola, thank you. Cara burung lah, mohon maaf gimana cewek video kayak gini-gini kayak efeknya. Hanya yang breakdownnya itu kapten apa di sini yang demen breakdown and apa video internet, gimana maksudnya? Kalau yang burung tadi sih lebih kayak mungkin dia nyangkut di wire kayak tali nggak kelihatan, kalian tahu kan? Tali panci kan saking tipisnya dia kuat tapi tipis gitu.
By Reddit user Eric31, scary ring camera videos have gained a lot of attention in recent years.
What is this?
While some users have a lot to say about camera
Banyak
glitches,
endorse stream
others
hari
are
ini,
less
iya.
convinced by this explanation. Either way, these
Padahal
occurrences
streamnya
are
tidak
certainly
disponsori
frequent
oleh
enough to
apapun.
raise some doubts as to what discerning individuals are seeing. In this case, a man is captured by a ring camera.
Susu
He is
biasa, gimana
nonchalantly
maksudnya?
walking down the sidewalk in
Otak
front of
susu.
this couple's home. However, as soon as he reaches the end of the sidewalk in view of the camera, the man's body seems to slowly disappear until there's nothing left. Where the man once was, only the background provided by the neighborhood remains.
Kalau ini bisa diedit sih. Oh, dia
Some viewers
kameranya
assert the odd
statis.
effect to be some sort of video glitch relative to light.
Kalau ini sih bisa diedit sih. Soalnya videonya statis. Jadi bisa ditimpa antara
While
video
it's
1 dan
certainly
video 2.
plausible for these cameras to glitch, therefore creating odd visuals, that may not necessarily be the case in this instance. If you look closely, the man's body disappears slowly rather than all at once. This leaves the objects behind him clear as day in the video. Rather than distort the entire scene, only the man seems to be tampered with.
Lumayan pas mereka dikasih waktu santai
From a
dikit.
supernatural perspective, one has to wonder what it is they're seeing here exactly.
Iya.
The disappearance of a ghost or something else entirely. We'll leave that up to you,
Videonya
the
bisa
viewer,
ditimpa
to
situ, iya
decide.
makanya. Kalau ini bisa dikira hoax sih, saya nggak tahu sih sebenarnya. Cuman ya
YouTube
kemungkinan
channel The
hoax.
Haunted Side Paranormal Investigations is no stranger to scary videos. They frequently share footage of eerie things that investigators spot in their visits to abandoned and haunted places. This video, however, is enough to leave even the most seasoned paranormal aficionados feeling rattled. This investigation takes place at the Cleanwater Demon House in Reno, Nevada, USA. According to the stories surrounding this property, more than a dozen people have met tragic ends in the house. There have been numerous reports of paranormal activity taking place there. The investigators visit the property in hopes of finding evidence of demonic activity.
So let's grab the SLS camera, let's grab the obvious, and let's head in there and just kind of do a walk around and see what's going on.
The investigators use numerous pieces of equipment, including a night vision camera and spirit box.
Layu banget
Spirit
matanya.
boxes operate by scanning through radio waves in supposedly haunted places,
Rindu jejak
allowing
paranormal.
any entities in the area
Bisa
to make
rindu
their
jejak
voices
petualang
heard using the waves. As the
Bisa rindu jejak petualang yang di hostin sama Rianti di Jangkaring lupa sih namanya. Rianti jejak apa sih? Jejak petualang yang dulu yang cewek yang paling pertama yang paling keren. Paise Rianti di Jangkaring apa ya Paise? Jejak petualang itu paling bagus yang itu. Yang lainnya enggak. Mohon maaf ya untuk host yang lainnya. Yang nomor 1 yang paling pertama itu host paling best. Ini masih lama apa udah mau kelar, Mas? Videonya masih sekitar 20 menit lagi sih. Jadi sekitar masih 30-40 menitan lagi baru beres paling. Makan ulet sanggu, iya. Soalnya yang Rian, apa sih jejak petualang yang itu tuh, yang original ya. Yang pertama ya, yang host pertama, dia itu berani untuk mencoba hal apapun dan nggak muka ekspresi wajah tidak terlihat kayak jijik atau sebenarnya saya tidak ingin melakukan ini, tapi saya harus lakukan. Mukanya nggak kayak gitu. Ekspresinya kayak, wow ini apa saya ingin melakukannya. Ekspresi dia tuh semuanya cara dia ngomong ekspresi semua kayak gitu. Cuman kalau host kedua dan seterusnya Riani di Jangkaru ya, Riani ya lupa isi namanya ya. Pokoknya sementara host selanjutnya yang gantiin dia itu dia kesana kayak oke, dia tipe yang suka outgoing, teman dia nggak suka melakukan sesuatu yang dianggapnya menjijikan. Kelihatan dari ekspresi sama cara ngomongnya soalnya. Sementara kalau Riani Jangkaru itu dia bakal eksplor apapun yang ada di depannya. Kalau udah disuruh ini, oke, gue lakuin karena gue juga penasaran gitu maksudnya.
Investigators explore the house. The spirit box
Bener-bener
quickly
jiwa
begins
petualangannya
talking.
Ambition.
Alat ini lagi.
Applet. Children.
Applets and children?
Shove.
It says a lot of random words, but one quickly stands out. Nail. As the box speaks this word, the investigator looks down and realizes he was inches away from piercing his foot with several large nails.
Nail.
Oh my god. Look what
Barusan dia ngomong nail. Watch. Perhatikan ada paku.
I almost stepped on.
Chief.
And it said nail watch. And there's all these nails right here. And I stopped because I didn't want to step on it. And it said nail. Disregard. Threshold. What? That's crazy.
Alat apaan itu?
As
Itu
they keep
namanya spirit
exploring
box.
and the spirit box continues chattering, the investigators locate
Sementara
bones on
kamera
the
itu
floor.
kamera buat
Just as they spot the bones, the box states break.
nangkep mapping ini orang mapping.
See these bones?
Break. Please. O-I.
Break, please. You said, look at these bones. And then it goes, break, please.
Moments later, one of the men claims to have seen a figure pass the door.
It's got like a very weird layout. What the was that?
What?
Something just went by the door.
Swim.
Bete sih apanya?
Something just went by this.
They then discover strange symbols written on the walls. They ask the spirit what the symbols mean, and it says anti-prey.
What does that mean?
Tiba-tiba langsung pada cemburu asik.
Anti-prey.
Cewek impian sih, nggak salah sih. Isi cewek sendiri bilang emang cewek impian.
The camera begins
Tapi
detecting
tenang,
movement in
Rere masih di
various
hati.
places around the room.
Leather.
It's like doing that. Look, that was somebody.
What is that thing?
Yeah, I saw
It was
that.
right there too, like just on the edge of the stairs. There they are.
Tuh lihat. Ada yang orang di situ. Dia nge-mapping
The
sesuatu.
investigators decide to explore the second floor.
ada lagi.
They hear strange, disturbing sounds that resemble footsteps as they continue their exploration.
Star.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear
What was
anything.
that?
What?
I saw another shadow dart that way. I heard a footstep kind of at the top of the stairs right there. Who's in here with us?
A curious
Ya,
shadow
Bang
figure
Benz
appears
juga
to be
emang
following
kayak
them
gitu.
around the building.
Jadi
At
kameranya
one
emang
point, as the
nangkepnya
crew are
random
walking back
karena
into the
saking.
house, an ominous black shape can be seen standing in the window.
What was that?
Wait. I keep hearing something and kayak Isa dari tadi dengar sesuatu. Isa lagi pakai headphone full. Isa mendengar sesuatu dari sebelah samping. Terus barusan dari arah mata sebelah kanan Hise itu bosan kayak ngeliat ada yang gerak tapi sebenarnya nggak ada yang gerak. Ini mulai aneh gue sih di sini. Oke, tolong jangan mengganggu. Mari kita menonton saja. Oke.
I don't think that was.
Baik Nebula ya, saya udahan dulu. Besok
However,
ada
upon
kelas. Oke,
reviewing the
udah.
footage, seconds
Gak ada
later, the
hayolo
shape is gone.
I don't think that was a shadow, but it was on the other side of that window.
A second camera that was simultaneously filming the inside of the house shows that there was no one inside the building when the shadow figure was seen in the window.
I don't think that was a shadow, but it was on the other side of that window.
If you slow the footage down, there is indeed a tall, dark shadow in the window.
That I'd captured probably one of the best shadow figures I've ever seen.
The appearance of the shadow figure is followed by disturbing growling noises, footsteps, and knocks on the walls and ceiling, terrifying the investigators.
Nyiapin video lucu, nanti saya ilangin dulu layarnya.
That? Sounded like grumbling. Like,
yeah.
What the f?
The motion sensing camera picks up a clear humanoid figure standing nearby.
I don't know what that.
Oh,
iya itu tuh.
There he is.
On the door?
Dia nge-mapping
It appears to be attempting to close a door.
Bahkan untuk kucing menangis setelah nonton video ini. Oh, tak malam tinggal cek 15 plus di satunya. Lagi bukan sisi yang. Oh, ada radarnya dong ada.
but is unable to do so.
He's trying to...
Nah, abisnya kita nonton yang lucu ya. Si Rere lagi live nggak ya?
It looks
Rere
like
lagi
he's
live
trying
nggak
to
ya?
close that door.
Nonton nanti Rere
Like,
lagi
move
live
that
nggak?
door. Let's
Nanti
see if
kita
it
pindah ke
maps
tempat
okay.
Rere.
Near the end of the investigation, the
Kita
entity
live
appears to
nontonin orang
become
yang
more
live.
powerful. It takes a lot of energy for ghosts to move objects, but it eventually moves a plank of wood during an EVP session in a completely empty room.
Oh iya, dia lagi collab Pacify. Gak lucu dong kalau collabnya Pacify.
It also knocks over a bike that is leaning against a
Tadi
wall
ada
in
stream
the empty
Pacify.
room.
Dia stream gak dia?
Do you see that?
Saya gak bisa ngecek.
It seems the attentions of the investigators have made the spirits stronger or perhaps just bolder.
That's true.
Do you see that?
Bedanya jatuh. Lucu dengerin teriak-teriak gak salah.
She is the one to give hope to the
Ada yang main Warframe di
hopeless,
sini.
defeating her enemies with an aquatic grace.
Dia gak main. Iklannya bagus. Sekarang munculin ini dulu tau. Sekarang. Gara-gara ada yang baru.
This is your...
Nah. Sekarang gak main. Skip.
Posted to Reddit by user Alien Alan, this seems to be one in a series of freaky events occurring in a former hospital turned office building.
15 menit
Providing
lagi
context for the clip, the uploader explains that this
Taruh
event
juga
was
ya,
far from
makanya.
isolated. With odd occurrences having taken place before the
Kenapa
clip was
sih
posted,
Warframe?
the uploader is sure the office is the scene of some distressing haunting. The uploader first explains that the owner of the building has often imagined the figure of a man standing in the corner of the office when no one should have been around. Still, the office manager believed he was simply being paranoid rather than the victim of a haunting. It's likely this clip played a part in convincing him otherwise. Roughly a week later, the police were alerted to what would otherwise be considered some sort of break-in or suspicious activity. A door had opened in the building, but when the police arrived, they saw no one around. It wasn't until that event that the surveillance video was checked, revealing this clip.
What clip?
In it, one can clearly see what appears to be the blinds on one door's window opening by themselves.
Oh iya benar.
Next, the door slowly begins to creak open with no one around or captured in the video.
Oh. Buka sendiri.
The odd and careful activity seems to have confirmed the office manager's worst fears, that he was perhaps not truly alone when he pictured the man standing in the corner. He's likely the victim of something much more sinister than a trick of the imagination.
Dulu aku mainnya tadi baca. Kenapa setiap nonton ginian jadi pengen kencing mulu? Nggak salah sih. Oh
In
ini
this
nih.
video shared to YouTube by Flag on the Play, a bit of news coverage is enough to make many people question whether they are living in a
Gopay di
simulation.
server on live TV. Jadi
The
TV lagi live tiba-tiba dia ngilang.
The video clip comes from a live news broadcast. Reporters watch from the ground as the Pope conducts a prayer for those affected by the pandemic. He stands in a dark window of the Vatican, his bright white clothes illuminated by the sun outside. When he concludes his prayer, he slowly turns and begins to walk away from the window. You would expect to see him gradually fade into the darkness of the room as he walks away from the light of the window. However, something strikingly different happens. The Pope turns away from the window and pauses for a moment. Then he disappears in the blink of an eye, leaving behind only the dark window where he had just been standing.
Kalau bener nih
How
rekaman
could such
live
a
aneh
shocking
sih.
thing happen in the middle of a live broadcast? Some viewers of the video believe the answer is simple, that the broadcast wasn't really live and we're seeing an awkward cut in the film.
Bisa jadi nggak live sebenarnya.
However,
Oh, codingnya
others
nggak
have their own
bagus
theories.
kayaknya.
Some suggest that it was a glitch in reality, and there are
Bener tuh kalau misalnya bener ada glitch in reality, ada kemungkinan yang bikin reality ini Popeye-nya. Cuman pas dia selesai dari itu, bukannya selesai jalan dulu, tapi langsung dihilangin, dimatiin programnya sama asistennya. Aneh. Dan jangan, bisa jadi hologram, bener bisa jadi hologram. Kayaknya perlu patch to the patch to the oh, pausnya disulap juga.
for those who believe the Pope is exhibiting terrifying demonic powers. So far, no one can say for sure what caused this bizarre event.
Wah,
Lots of parents use cameras to keep an eye on their children when they aren't around. The footage from these cameras don't usually yield that many scary videos. However, in the case of TikToker Crazy TikTok Sakti, a nanny cam captured something truly terrifying. The camera in question is placed just above an infant's crib. At the start of the video, we can see the baby sleeping fitfully in the darkened room.
Notif biar melek. Mana tahu sudah ngantuk. Dasar. Makasih, Ray. Kaget. Let's go again.
You might notice throughout the video that there's a dark shadow just outside the child's crib. At first, the blob-shaped shadow doesn't seem unusual. It could easily be a large toy or a pile of clothes resting on the nursery floor. In the dim light from the camera, it's impossible to tell what waits just outside the
bisa jadi pause yang tadi tuh game masternya. Kayak di SHO. Tiba-tiba hilang aja. Puff.
Crib. That is, until something about the shadow changes. As the camera rolls, a pair of bright, reflective eyes suddenly blink open in the middle of the shadow.
What? Oh yeah.
The eyes appear as small points of light watching the sleeping child through the bars of the crib.
Anjir.
A vapor-like hand even comes through the bars of the crib on the right.
Whoa.
The video ends before we can see what happens next. However, the child's tossing and turning could indicate some unsettling energy in the room. Those who have viewed the video believe the creature is most likely a shadow person. These creepy entities typically appear late at night. They can blend into the shadows in the corners of a room or in darkened doorways. Often, they only appear for a moment before disappearing, making the witness wonder if they really saw something lurking in the dark. Most shadow people cause no real harm other than terrifying those unlucky enough to spot them. In this case, the baby thankfully doesn't wake up in time to spot the terrifying creature.
Tadi mirip kayak ini sih. Mirip kayak yang di Valorant karakter. Ini apa?
Posted to the bitch Instagram page, this video seems to, quite literally, show a glitch in the Matrix. Captured outside, the video shows a point in the sky where the inexplicable is occurring. In the middle of the air, surrounded by palm trees, a strange object seems to be floating. It looks to be a palm frond frozen in space and time. It almost looks like we're seeing a glitched simulation. Half the
Kalian pernah nggak sih lihat pohon kelapa yang daunnya masih ngegantung? Jadi kayak ada bukan tali sih, kayak jaring gitu lah pokoknya, tapi jaringnya tebel. Jaring laba-laba. Atau serat gitu, saya lupa. Ada serat yang agak panjang masih nempel.
The elements in the video seem to make sense, but it looks like the palm frond's been copied and pasted to the wrong part of the sky.
Ada
the
benang layangan
video zooms into the weird
Oh, itu bisa jadi. Siapa yang main layangan di sana?
object, showing that it isn't simply a doctored
Iya, ini ngegantung. Ini ada yang ngegantung.
photograph. Some commenters thought perhaps
Gerak loh, ini gerak loh. Ini gerak loh.
there was a thin power line or piece of string holding the palm
Kalian lihat
leaf
tadi
up.
gerak loh. Lihat ya. Tuh.
While viewers may not be certain
tuh
to what
letaknya di
exactly
sini.
is happening in this video, freaky videos like these certainly lend credence to the idea that we might actually be living in a simulation after all.
Tapi normal benang layangan sih.
A pub
Oh,
should be a
gini
place to
aja.
relax and unwind after a long day.
Exploding
Unfortunately, for the patrons of Barney Mac's Bar in Drogheda, County Louth Island, their time at this bar isn't always peaceful. The bar was a regular haunt of a man named Joe Murphy for years. Not long ago, the regular unfortunately passed away. However, the staff at the bar believe he still occasionally comes to visit. In this footage, recorded by the bar's CCTV system, we see a pint of beer on a table in front of a guest. One of the patrons stands up, and while he's not looking, the pint glass explodes, sending beer and shards of glass all over the table. After the explosion, the patrons simply stare at the broken glass, flabbergasted. According to the staff, this isn't an unusual occurrence. Ever since the passing of Joe Murphy, exploding pints have been an occasional problem.
Berarti sering terjadi ya?
Those who work there have gotten used to the
Terjadi.
strange emergencies of their late customer, but it still terrifies customers who aren't used to Joe's shenanigans.
Kaget. Apa ini? Survivor?
మనిషి విలువ జ్ఞాపకాలతో మొదలవుతుంది.
I don't understand what they're talking about, so.
In the
Kakek lah
hustle and
minuman gue,
bustle of
iya
a busy
makanya
city,
kasihan.
it's unusual to see people
Mbak Kudan
standing
nggak
completely
gitu.
still, let alone frozen in what looks like a breakdancing posture. However, if we're living in a simulation, anything is possible. This video by YouTuber Breakman proves just that. As the car travels down the street, the occupants notice something quite odd and take out a camera to record the phenomenon. On the side of the road, the clip shows a man who appears to be in the middle of a breakdance
What?
move. One of his shoulders is on the ground, his head bent at an awkward angle, and his legs sticking up in the air.
Bapak itu orang kepleset. Terus
It
tiba-tiba
isn't
nge-freeze.
unusual for breakdancers to hold such a position for a
halo
second or
Rapunzel.
two.
Selamat malam
However, this
juga.
man remains in the bizarre
Selamat datang
pose
di
for the
Hiseta Nia.
entirety of the video. It's as
Welcome.
if he's been frozen in the middle of a street.
Bapak ditolong, itu anaknya kepleset terus berhenti.
Bizarre
Malah
pose for the
direkam.
entirety of the video. It's as if he's been frozen.
Ya dia nge-glitch. Ini anak sebenarnya ada sebenarnya dia lagi jalan di sini. Lagi jalannya sambil lompat-lompat kecil-kecil gitu. Twing 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 twing. Tiba-tiba ada mungkin sampah kulit pisang di sini. Tiba-tiba dia kepleset swing. Tiba-tiba nge-glitch. Dia nge-frozen jadinya. Jadi patung jadinya makanya. Mannequin challenge bisa jadi sih. Iya bener mannequin challenge. Bener nih.
Frozen in the middle of a street performance. The occupants of the car record him
Bener loh, dia bentuknya manusia loh, lihat. Tuh. Apakah ini bener manekin atau orang bener manekin nih pas ini?
as they pass by.
Buat bikin apa namanya? Buat bikin hoax. Manekin tuh pas itu.
He remains entirely still.
Lihat pose,
We don't
lihat
even see
pose.
slight twitching or shaking.
Ini aneh. Resat nih orang nih pasti nih. Oh dia pakai sendal. Dia pakai sendal nih, sendal jepit nih, swallow nih mungkin nih. Indonesia nih mungkin nih. I don't know.
That we'd expect if a man were holding himself in such a strenuous position. To many, this footage is irrefutable proof that we're living in a simulation. They believe
Apakah
that the
benar?
man in the
Apakah benar kita hidup dalam simulasi?
video was somehow
Mohon maaf untuk ketika kita hidup dalam simulasi, tolong yang bikin simulasi COVID dimatiin, udah selesai. Udah nggak ada simulasi COVID, selesain. Saya mau jalan-jalan. Bocil lepep lagi freestyle. Bisa jadi. Oke, nggak salah juga sih.
paused,
Freestyle ya, nggak salah freestyle. Kalau EPP nggak tahu deh.
causing him to remain in his posture much longer than should have been physically possible. Is this a feat of superhuman strength or a bizarre
Human strength. Ya kali. Nggak, itu kepleset terus nge-freeze dia.
glitch in reality?
Lagi dinyalain hard
Either way, there's
modenya. Nah itu dia, hard modenya tolong dimatiin apa. Hidup ini sudah berat, jangan diperberat lagi.
something highly unnatural happening in this footage. Tweeted by user Conspiration ESP, this video begs the same
Yubo.
question: is this real or fake? The footage is being captured from an aircraft in the sky. It's clear the original uploader began recording as they sensed something wrong with the aircraft opposite
that?
them.
Ada
An
bulat-bulat.
object is first spotted flying on nearly the same level as this aircraft in the opposite direction. Coming closer, the flying object appears to be nothing like any aircraft seen before. Boxy yet flat, the craft instantly looks more like something out of a sci-fi movie than a commercial or army aircraft.
What?
What's more, the object appears to adjust its course quickly once it realizes it's closing in on the aircraft this video was recorded in. Dipping down beneath the cloud cover, it's clear that whatever
What is that?
craft this was didn't want to be seen too closely.
Wow.
The mystery of the odd aircraft may never see a conclusion. This leaves viewers and
Kejar
UFO
apa?
enthusiasts to wonder just what exactly was seen that day.
Jangan bilang seperti itu editan. UFO-nya jatuh habis bensin, nggak tahu. Editan itu, kenapa saya akan bilang itu editan? Saat pesawatnya tiba-tiba turun ke bawah, reaksi dari pilotnya nggak ada sama sekali. Malu-malu kayak King gimana? Reaksi pilotnya nggak ada sama sekali. Enggak nggak kalian? Jadi itu kamera tuh kamera yang kepasang di helm. Kalau nggak salah sih helm pilotnya selalu ada kamera kecil. Kalau nggak helm pundak. Itu harusnya kalau misalnya ngeliat kayak gitu, kalian bereaksi nggak sih? Entah itu dikit atau banyak. Bereaksi lah ya. Hologram itu yang ngasih cuma 50 SUV. Apa itu 50 SUV? Iya editan tuh, iya editan. Saya yakin editan sih. Soalnya kalau beneran pilotnya akan bereaksi. Lanjut.
Most people who get arrested fear being alone in a jail cell. According to this footage from Paranormal Activity World, there might be something very different to fear. In this video, we see a man behind bars in a maximum security cell. He's standing alone in solitary confinement looking through the bars. When the man in the cell takes a small step to the side, things get really bizarre.
Bizarre. Anjir!
When the prisoner steps to the side, he no longer seems to be alone in his cell. With his body out of the way, we see a bizarre shadow figure lurking just behind him. The shape is terrifying. It almost appears to be part human, part arachnid. It has a human head, but seems to move on a set of spindly legs, staying down near the floor.
What?
The shadow quickly disappears, stepping back behind the man after he moves.
That's just
Clearly,
a normal
this entity
jail,
has some
not
attachment to this unfortunate
a
prisoner,
horny
using
jail.
him to hide from other prying eyes. Imagine being trapped behind bars all alone when you realize there may be a shadow person sharing the cell with you.
Serem anjir.
The last of these freaky clips, posted to Facebook by user Kayleen Bowman, is just as inexplicable as some of the others. What's been dubbed a glitch in the simulation, viewers are left to come to their own conclusion. Seen floating in mid-air appears to be a dark object.
What is that?
The object seems to be suspended from nowhere with no wires or structures nearby.
Kayak burung?
On
udah
closer
selesai
inspection,
live-nya.
it appears to be a bird frozen
Baru
in
pengen
place
mampir abis
mid-air.
ini. Serem banget deh tadi suara.
A still photo was also taken, so we can get a better,
Welcome,
more
Ray,
focused
welcome.
look.
Burung itu.
Floating in the air and completely still, the
Yo.
object almost seems to be levitating as if by
Saya
magic.
sel barang arah apa?
Either it's something supernatural and mysterious, or the aforementioned
burung
glitch
ini,
in the
burung.
Matrix. The
Mohon maaf, ini burung siapa yang lepas?
clip is nevertheless enough to shake even the most die-hard
Siapa yang
skeptics.
kalah layangan di sono?
So what do you think's going on in this clip? Is it just a bird suspended on some thin, unseen wire?
Itu yakin sih ini ada tali terus dia kejebak di talinya.
Or is it truly a glitch in the Matrix? Love to hear your opinions on this one in the comment section below.
Comment section below. Mari kita komen. Selesai ya? Masih.
Not all weird footage involves ghostly
Matanya
visits from
terakhir.
other worlds or unexplained phenomena from the skies. The strangest videos of all are sometimes
monyet.
the ones that capture something
Ada
from the
monyet.
natural world all around us.
Anjir, ada
This piece
monyet.
of weird footage from Indonesia that was supposed to
Indonesia
showcase
lagi.
some family-friendly
Tahu nggak tadi videonya di start sama Indonesia, tak-tak Indonesia lagi.
entertainment went viral for all the wrong reasons. Twitter user @Trakteer shared some disturbing
Monyet.
footage of a monkey on a motorbike attempting to snatch a toddler.
Aduh.
The footage was also shared by a number of news outlets around
monyet.
the world.
Astaga, monyet.
The
Kasian.
monkey in the video speeds down a walkway on a tiny bike. It appears to be a happy scene until the monkey gets to a bench where a group of children are sitting. The monkey hops off the bike and lunges at a toddler without warning. The monkey then pulls the toddler down to the ground before attempting to drag it away with extreme strength.
Aduh.
The
Kuat
stunned
banget
child
monyetnya
is
ya.
pulled along for a second before breaking free. The scene is both bizarre and
Itu
disturbing.
monyetnya kayak anjing ini.
Fortunately,
Monyet
it's
apa
been
anjing
reported
gitu.
that the toddler in the video is
Parah.
just fine. The monkey is apparently part of an entertainment group in Indonesia. However, this clearly isn't the type of entertainment its handlers were going for.
Anjing itu bukan monyet, monyet anjing gitu. Dikira temennya kali tuh wajah ya kali.
The last of these freaky videos was posted to the Ring website itself. Seemingly just an average security video, the anomaly in this video is subtle and easily missed.
I don't want to watch this. Entah kenapa saya merasakan ini akan ada bayang-bayang langsung muncul di depan kamera. I don't want to watch this one. Bisa nggak skip ini video terakhir sih sepertinya. Ya, video terakhir sih. Oh my god. Haruskah kita menonton ini? Jangan takut kayak bersamamu, kalian di mana? Saya tidak melihat. Aduh, ini aman yakin, Devin. Yakin aman. Tanggung sih udah sejam lebih, dua jam sih sebenarnya. Udah lanjut.
However, closer viewings reveal a small light
Bisa
visible
tutup
near
mata.
the home's driveway at the beginning of the video.
Oke, saya merem. Ada apa di video?
The light zips right down the sidewalk to the street, where it seems to almost materialize as a figure on the road.
What?
Eerie and unsettling, repeated viewings do nothing to calm the nagging idea at the back of one's mind that whatever it is they're seeing is not quite natural.
What? Saya nggak lihat apa-apa.
When the figure reaches the end of the sidewalk and hits the road, it appears to materialize into another form entirely.
What? Aman.
A trick of the mind or a trick of an otherworldly spirit? That's clearly up to the viewer to decide, as it seems unlikely a follow-up to this odd video will ever be posted.
Kalau kata Isa itu cuman orang naik sepeda. Dan dia naik sepeda nih. Jadi kalau posisinya ada di depan sini, kan nggak kelihatan gelap. Soalnya lampu, bukan lampu penerangan. Namanya apa sih namanya sih? Gelas yang bikin mantulin cahayanya kan letaknya depan sama belakang. Pasti sampai sini tiba-tiba jadi cahaya, yuk sampai sini jadi kelihatan orang. Ya nggak sih? Oh, tak. Welcome. Kayak The Flash lagi lari bisa jadi.
However, videos like this do a good job raising speculation as to whether or not any of these open-ended Ring camera videos will
Siapa yang sepeda malam-malam sendirian pulang? Siapa tahu baru pulang.
ever get the proper investigation they deserve.
Iya, nonton kompilasi video. Kata.
Or if they'll be blamed on camera glitches forevermore.
Terakhir ini.
Now, if you like our longer
Thank you
compilation
so much.
videos, there's another one on the top there for you. Otherwise, you can binge on our paranormal
I can see anything here.
playlist right there.
Where?
Now in the comments.
Okay, thank you. Di like, subscribe guys. Cepat mata nih. Wih. Hai, dapat ham. Di like, subscribe, nyalain belnya, sih nyalain tuh belnya tuh. Bagus tuh video-videonya dia. Dari penerbangan dalam pesawat gimana? Mari kita mencari video yang lucu-lucu untuk menyegarkan hidup ini. Ntar ya, isi matiin dulu ya. Cari video lucu dulu. Siapa yang lagi live? Oh, ini dia. Ayo kita nonton video lucu.
Karena kita tak bisa hidup tanpa alam, lindungi dia bersama Aqualife.
Udah.
やった感じ。
最後にうち
そう
山
そう、最後のうち、そう。最後に本命のやつに
なるほど。
変えて。
なるほど。はいはいはい。これ。
これはね、
Anjing! Katrina, my favorite one.
待って、
Botan juga sih.
9回で
Lipsy bagus-bagus, setuju.
もう終わる直前。
余裕があるとき、これショートを変えるのが、ショートを
今、
Anjir cakep
判
banget
断したのは内山の
astaga.
守備がいいから、じゃあ最後内山にするから、
Wah, cakep
内山のポジションがショートだからショートをぐるぐる。
なるほど。ベンチにいる一番いいやつ。
一番いいやつのポジションをぐるぐる。
一番いいやつのポジションをぐるぐる変えると。はいはいはい。
ぐるぐるぐるぐるぐる。Sundul.
これでいいんだじゃあ。
はい、オッケー。
オッケー。いいっすね。
Angel di backingan lakinya sih.
オッケーです。戦術をして変化球。
Angie ada backingan. Iya bener.
なんでもいいな。やっぱ緩急かな、ほな。いけ。
Nanti saya
西
nonton
谷緩急。
sendiri.
91いいね。今遅い球ですからね。本気出すともうちょい。
Mari kita cari video lucu. Tadi tuh bukan video lucu, itu video mengemaskan. Oh ya, video lucu ya? Ternyata udah nggak live. Tadi pada pengen mampir. Isinya mana? Merah-merah iya. Lagi. Ntar saya matiin dulu stop audionya, takutnya live-nya bahaya. Baik. Ya, saya udah lama nggak kesini. Ini baru live kah? Oh, baru live 7 menit. Boleh lah nih.
We don't have a fucking nose.
Masuk ngomong guys. Chaos lagi live guys. Nanti kalau Hiseta udah selesai, kalian bisa mampir ke tempatnya Chaos. Chaos Infora. Doko.
I think yesterday we did, right? Or rather in the last stream.
Where is the...
Yeah, we did on the last stream.
Chaos Infora channel. Di like, subscribe, nyalain belnya, di komen. Halo Chaos.
What's our question? Miracle. Oh.
Bisa komen. No. Bisa komen.
You know, kind of want to check the Scariest bar first before you go there.
Oh, kita nonton dulu
Because
sampai di Bali.
Clear.
Oh, Sakurako, welcome again to membership. Gimana?
Our type. Yo, he say hi, welcome.
Welcome. Tawa juga lagi dia.
What do you mean our kind, like what? We are a person.
Motop Sakurako mau kembali jadi member level 2 ya. Welcome Sakurako. Chaos emang gitu sih dia. Tapi seru kok live-nya, nonton aja. Suka nge-live bokep malah dia. Game-game bokep.
Guess
dulu
we just
sih,
go
sekarang nggak tahu deh.
Oh, it's... Oh, wait. There was an accident. I didn't mean to use the dust.
Game apaan?
You know, it's weird how the...
Mas, saya oke Gibran, dadah. Thank you udah kambing. Kita lagi refreshing. Kita refreshing sebentar nontonin Chaos.
Yo, Otavio Setana. Lah, Hiseta habis stream ya?
Kita habis stream ya. Lagi stream ini.
Soalnya biasa Otavio kan ada di streamnya Hiseta. Shit, that's a lot of it.
Gue lagi nonton teriak video nyari yang
No
seger.
mercy.
Yo, say hello.
Only destruction. Lagi stream? Masih stream? Oh, oke. Kalau misalnya lu nge-stream gua mungkin not the best idea, soalnya ini game kadang-kadang suka muncul tete dan suka muncul titit. Oke.
Disebut.
Like di stream sebelumnya literally ada tete sama titit sama biji, terus gua harus sensor like 10 menit stream itu. Oke.
Oke, tuh. Streamnya seru kan?
Oh, hai Kira, welcome. Ini di mana sih?
Iya kan? Stream dia tuh seru. Suka nge-share bokep. Quality content, yoi. Suaranya double, iya.
Multi-tap. I see, multitask drifting ya.
Kayak Dolby bioskop.
Anyway, ini story-nya. Wow, lihat aja.
Tuh mampir. Nanti kalian bisa mampir nih, saya kasih linknya ya.
Oh, double ya, oke. Apa tuh namanya? King Crimson.
King Crimson. Nih. Nanti kalau udah beres kalian pindah aja ke situ. Seru kok dia streamnya. Lucu-lucu gini aja suka ngetetes sama titit ya. Parah emang.
Clyde is attempting to raise an army of darkness. I believe he is messing with something he cannot control. He has recruited many of our friends, and so our only hope is for our two factions.
Sus emang ya, sus.
I think this is the last area. No? I forgot.
Ini pakai alat 2D gak sih?
He's a fat ass.
Nggak tahu nggak.
That was Jimmy's fault and he apologized. Oh, we're apologizing now. How about we apologize for breaking the
rules? Kita subscribe juga. Terus 329 ya, wow. Udah lama nggak mampir. Dia juga udah lama nggak nge-stream juga.
Only good elf is a dead elf.
Bahasa Inggrisnya bagus banget sih. Tapi bahasa Inggrisnya jelek banget. Dan Chaos bisa bahasa Jerman. Dia pernah nge-stream game yang bahasa Jerman, terus full video pakai bahasa Jerman ngomongnya. Menurut gue nggak bisa dibuka lah. Kenapa?
Pirates. Oh, so ya. Yes, we can. Hey Moya, hi, welcome. Yep, SP until I fall asleep.
He is really good at getting Facebook fans, I'll give him that. Find a way to get the girls to side with us, Commander Douchebag. I'll deal with the other factions. The rest of you, return to your stations and prepare for war. Huzzah!
Huzzah! Wait, why did they take the... Why did they take the whole chair? I have a lot of questions, but okay. Ice one, nice.
Hola, lihat tuh mampir.
Health potion equipment. Wait, we haven't bought this?
Jadi ingat PDP gameplay. Oh ya, PDP main ini.
Okay, this one is okay. Yeah, I think that's everything. The kids has good manners. In a sense, yeah. You're not exactly wrong.
Gamenya menarik sih.
Wait, what is this? Oh, big game
hunting
with Jimbo.
Sampai sejauh ini.
That's not what we want.
Gak tahu nih, gue lagi coba buka. Oke.
Something. Bring back the chairs.
Udah rame.
Sure.
Pindah.
Anyway, where's the quest? Recruit girls. Oh, okay. We go to the city hall. The city hall.
Can I just do this?
This is the
daripada
Token's house. Okay, this is the same.
Korea jangan.
I think it's this.
Korea.
Damn man.
Korea jangan.
Oh, by the way, the story so far is that there's
a kid who looks just like you,
except
he has a big ugly nose.
There's a lot of Nazi zombies.
What?
It's hella weird. Oh wait, there you are.
What is this? The boys want us to play with them?
8 watching. Oh, that's because Hiseta is streaming my stream.
Yeah.
Do you wish to speak to the girls now?
Sure. The thing is, I don't actually usually open how many people are watching, but hi, the 8 people watching. Welcome.
Welcome tuh, udah kan nanti pindah sini aja, seru kan? Oh, ada gambar orangnya juga.
Millie Larson heads the floor. If it pleases and sparkles, I move that we vote immediately on the urgent matter involving Monica.
Halo Mei Mei.
What the hell is Monica?
Welcome.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, but I
Habis nonton video horor tadi, jadi kita coba refreshing nonton yang lucu-lucu. Kita nonton Chaos lagi main game. Linknya ada di atas ya, kalau kalian nanti mau kata-kata Chaos mana sih? Linknya udah saya kasih di atas.
He's not gonna say shit.
Doesn't really talk. That's hot.
What?
The boys are playing some new role-playing game, and the new kid here wants us to join his team. What? We don't have time for that.
Oke. Pamit dulu. Pamit.
Do something. I know. I thought maybe he could help. Oh, that's not a bad idea. I glitter Annie's idea. Sunshine Sparkle. Emotion has been glittered to have the nuke to help with
gamenya.
Monica Riley.
The hell is Sunshine Sparkles? I have no idea. I'm not a girl.
Our good friend Ellie Nelson was spotted at the abortion clinic. I have never been to the abortion clinic. I'm not a whore. We aren't sure.
Di Discord Hiseta nama gue ada nggak ada kok. Udah lama nggak online. Kemarin online terakhir kemarin kalau nggak salah.
So, we're gonna send Monica a Facebook page with your picture. Then tell her that you're Bebe's boyfriend from Lakewood, and you want to meet her and ask her what the best thing to get Bebe for her birthday would be.
Pamit banget. Thank you, Hiseta. Bye.
Bye.
Do this task for us,
Bye.
consider your request. Sparkle.
Oke. Kita cari video lain. Oh, besok ya? Oh, besok. Ini si Iris kalau live VN yang baru mau karaoke party pertama besok. Kalau wajib nonton. Jam berapa? Jam 1 siang. Oke. Jam 1 siang. Siapa yang lagi live lagi? Ada? Siapa yang lagi live lagi yang bisa di ini? Kalau nggak ada kita cari video lucu. Mana? Video lucu. Kita nonton burung aja, mau nggak nonton burung? Video lucu mana ya? Nobar, saya entertain Nobar. Kozune Kori lagi live. Apa? Suzune. Isa nggak follow Suzune. Reza Valuna lagi live tuh. Ada lagi kah? Ada lagi kah? Ada lagi kah? Yang lucu-lucu. Video pendek aja. Cari kucing lucu ya. Kenapa tiba-tiba jadi horor semua sih di video Hiseta? Oh ini nih. Saya paling suka nonton ini. Kita nontonin burung. Oke. Oke, kita nonton burung. Biasa kalau lagi gabut saya nonton ini. Lucu tahu dia dari kecil dari mana dari gede sini sekarang. Wow, aku ketiduran sesaat ya. Ya ketiduran. Archive let's sing. Oh, Hiseta lagi live ya, tadi Hiseta lagi live. Apa tiba-tiba ghost semua sih jadinya ininya? Ada yang lucu apa? Nggak ada. Otsu. Minta linknya, saya link apa? Link burung ini. OP. Kata orang kalau kita lihat dari diri kita jam kan ada sesuatu terjadi di depan cermin, mesti di depan cermin. Well, just pass by here, I can sleep. I hope you can sleep well. Just watch this bird. Bisa dibuka tapi kok hilang sih servernya. Dibuka atau gimana? Coba nanti apa namanya? Kalau kalau nanti pas nobar ada lagi, nanti ambil aja linknya. Cermin, ya di cermin. Itu Urban Legend sih. Gila, aku ngantuk banget tiduran terus. Tadi nggak mimpi horor kan tidurnya? Tidurnya mimpi horor nggak? Kayak lebih seru nonton punyanya Chaos tadi deh. Balik lagi sebentar, habis itu off stream ya Otsu ya. Oke? Oke. Udahlah, nggak usah tutup-tutup, udah buka aja udah. Mas Chaos.
How much different?
Chaos tuh suaranya enak, tapi saya penasaran sama letak mic-nya Chaos. Soalnya mic Chaos...
can we travel yet?
Mic Chaos sama mic punya Hiseta tuh sama.
I don't think we can yet, right? Because we do need the passport eventually to go to Canada. The rocket one is that sarcastic
Bangunnya
joke?
terkejut tadi tangan kiri mukul keyboard gimana?
Sure, actually.
Jangan-jangan posisi mic-nya kayak pas banget depan mulut kayak gini. Jadi suaranya lebih bulat. Suaranya saya bulat nggak? Suaranya saya bagus nggak? Ganteng nggak? Ganteng kan ya?
Oh right.
Kita kapan stream GBF? Nanti. Belum tahu kapan nanti kita setting buat apa namanya sih?
Why is it loading?
Good War. Nanti setting lagi kok. Kita nanti main lagi. Santuy.
Can
Tunggu
I
saja.
open this? Oh, never mind.
Enak tuh dipanggang.
Oh,
Jangan
I
atuh.
mana potion
Tentu saja bagus. Kayaknya harus cepet sedekat ini ya sama mic. Wait. Saya naikin ininya gede banget deh. Kalau posisi saya kalau deket mic itu terlalu condong ke depan. Ini posisi duduk kasurnya nggak enak. Mejanya harus dinaikin dikit. Nanti besok cari batu bata buat naikin. Pakai headset mungkin. Enggak. Mic-nya Chaos sama Hise sama. Soalnya pas saya beli mic ini, terus Chaos nanya, itu lo beli mic apa? Harganya berapa? Terus dia beli juga. Headphone plus buat mic nggak? Mic-nya dia sama Hise belinya. Coba ya tanya.
Monica, what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
boyfriend?
What the fuck are you doing?
Guys, wait, please come back.
Please come back.
What's the big idea trying to
Sistem
fuck my
ternyata.
girlfriend?
Udah mau off?
Nothing to say.
Oke, Otsu. Jangan lupa nanti kalau kalian bosan mungkin bisa ke tempatnya Chaos. Dia
Gotta
lagi stream
make you
bagus.
understand.
Kayaknya bener deh, dia ngomongnya bener-bener depan mic kayak Hise gini.
Hi, welcome.
Iya gak sih? Jadi bulat gitu
Yeah, I'm
suaranya.
trying to make my move. I'm trying to look for the mana potion.
Maybe.
Okay. So in case I have something else, I'm not gonna waste
Soalnya saya kalau ngomong, ini Isa posisinya bener-bener di depan mic yang sekarang. Kalau yang biasanya saya ngomong segini, agak jauh kurang lebih 20 sampai 30 cm. Jauh banget ya.
Oh, wait. Are we going to finish this in one?
Otsu. Biasanya mungkin yang besar bakal keterima. Dia join Ninja Sanji mungkin yang besar bakal terima. Jujur sih, just for info, Hise sama Chaos tuh udah daftar Ninja Sanji beberapa gelombang. Kita berdua tuh rajin banget daftar Ninja Sanji. dulu Hise sama Chaos itu paling rajin daftar Ninja Sanji.
Well, it's technically not.
Dan nggak ada yang lolos.
Never mind, it's
Bahkan untuk putaran pertama nggak ada lolos.
Oke.
Otsu Ise. Besok nggak tahu bakal stream atau nggak. Udah besok belum kan? Tapi Sabtu nanti bakal tetap stream.
So what's
udah
the
ada
next
jadwalnya.
thing we need to do then?
Oh my god, I need to finish my Abyss Spiral, I think.
Return to.
Tidur.
Oh, okay. We return to the
Saya
city
paling
hall.
istirahat ya, Wancai gelombang pelangi,
So
gelombang.
just go to left.
Susah sih, ya lah. Banyak soal yang daftar kan. Saya Otsu
I still
kata,
wonder
maybe
though, we
semuanya
still
Otsu
need
ya.
two homeless people to beat up.
See you next
That
time.
sounds bad out of context,
Dan
but yeah,
jaga
that's,
kesehatan semua, jangan sampai sakit.
that's a quest, but yeah.
Hati-hati, tetap
How
menggunakan
do we do that though?
apa sih mengikuti
Like, I think
protokol
we've
kesehatan.
gone through a lot of
PPKM
places
PPKM
and we
aja.
haven't
Kalau nggak
found it.
PPKM kita tetap jaga jarak. Ntar lagi saya kalau ada lagi.
Oh.
Iya. Minggu depan GW ya. Iya, minggu depan udah GW ya. Pas istirahat. What the hell?
Okay, let's go back to the.
Oke, bye-bye Otsu Hise.
Whatever
Sampai
the
jumpa
hell
lagi
that
dan
is.
kendor. Prokesnya Yui semuanya jualnya jangan pakai kendor. Tetap jaga kesehatan. Buat yang mungkin udah
You know, maybe we should
udah
have
vaksin
one
juga
stream
harus jaga
that's just
kesehatan
looking
karena
for
vaksin belum tentu
Francis
kalian
in
bakal
case
terbebas
we're
dari
in the
virusnya. Vaksin hanya memperkuat antibody, oke? Oke, Otsu Hise, bye-bye. Closingnya sebelah mana nih? Otsu. Mari
Don't
kita
put your
Bentar suaranya. Mari kita melakukan hal yang sudah lama tidak dilakukan. Arah. Salah. Nggak enak banget, sudah lama nggak arah. Oke, ulang. Voice acting gimana sih? Udah lama. Arah. Minasan. Arigato. Mata ne. See you next stream. Bye-bye, honey. Gacha. Ayo gacha. Udah gacha udah. Summer nih. Gacha. Kesurupan apa sih? Terus kesurupan setan cimol. Bye bye.